Good evening, everybody. We're going to be playing Daytrippers tonight, the actual play with Todd Foley at the helm of As If Productions. But before we get into the gameplay, I know you guys hate to waste time on commercials and such, but for the month of March, Easy Roller Dice Company is sponsoring the Legends of Tabletop podcast. If you use code LEGENDS10 at checkout, you'll get an additional 10% off your order.
Not 11 and not 9.
Not 14.
10. Yep.
10.
Not 69.
So use
Try
code
42. It might work.
I don't think it'll work. But if you use code LEGENDS10, you'll get 10% off your order. The good bunch of guys. They're gamers. That's created by gamers for gamers. They've got some awesome products over there, from dice to dice bags, dice mats, flip mats, your reversible mats for like D&D and things like that. So go over there, check them out. They've got beautiful metal dice. They just finished up their Kickstarter for the rose gold metal dice sets. So once they all get filled, you'll be able to find those on the site as well. It won't be in March, unfortunately. So if you want to wait, if you order something now and they stick around as a sponsor, maybe you could use that code later on when the rose gold dice are available. But please go over and check them out. Supporting our sponsors, helps to keep everything moving along. And, like I said, they're a good bunch of guys, and you're going to get a good price and offer a 30-day money-back guarantee. So you've got nothing to lose. So head on over to easyrollerdice.com and check them out.
Yes, and despite the fact that they do offer a 30-day money-back guarantee, you will not need it.
Never need it.
No.
Unless something's broken. I mean, the U.S. Postal Service.
Well, I would blame the crack unit at the post office.
Absolutely. All right, so...
Indeed,
right before I kick
sponsored original online content, people get used to it, because when the robots take all our jobs, it's going to be like the only job left.
Yeah,
it could be.
All right, and I've finished my Birds of a Feather coffee already for this evening to wake me up before the game. So also check out Birds Coffee as well, our original sponsor, the OG sponsor. So I'm going to kick everything over to Todd. I'm going to let him explain what Daytrippers is all about, and then we'll introduce our characters and get into the game. So take it away, Todd.
Bye. Hey there, I'm Todd Foley at As If Productions and the author of Daytrippers. It's a tabletop role-playing game that's sort of a hybrid OSR/narrativist game. You'll see a lot of play going back and forth between me and the players as the mission coalesces. It's a pretty freewheeling kind of a game, very simple rules, and I'm sure you'll pick it up really quick. We're set in a near-future science fiction multiverse. It's about 100 years in the future. This is a game in which an assortment of colorful character classes pilot unique machines into dream worlds and pocket universes, other dimensions, and alternate Earths in order to retrieve items of value and bring them back home. So the time is shortly after the year 2100. In fact, let's say it's 2117. The location is the first world. Massive megacorporations dominate the economic landscape. Incredible advances in technology make the most miraculous things possible, from dream recording and genetic modification to nanotechnology and microfusion power. But the most earth-shaking development of the 21st century is one we're only beginning to see the ramifications of, because as the 22nd century dawns, SlipSpace is opening for exploration. New and experimental vehicles known as Slipships have the ability to transfer their compartment into other dimensions, other realities, for a period of time no longer than 24 hours. The bold adventurers who pilot these vehicles will face a multiverse of physical and psychological dangers to bring back priceless scientific knowledge and powerful artifacts from far-flung dimensions and alternate timelines. And they are called Daytrippers, and you are one of them. So with us tonight we have Vince is playing Benjamin Fitch. He's going to be the pilot of our vessel tonight. John is playing Jack Nash, who we just call him Nash. He's a alcoholic, guilt-ridden bag of neuroses walking around, and he is the soldier of the crew. And then these two guys have been hired by the agent of Charles Chip Parsons, we'll call him Chip, played by Jesse. Now, he is sort of like a, when we say B-list actor, he's looking to make a comeback, and he has to learn how to pilot a flying vehicle. So that's why his agent, I forgot, it's DB. DB is your agent's name, got you hooked up with Fitch, who brought Nash along, and they're going to take you on whatever mission they manage to find. Now, these guys are kind of on hard times themselves. They don't own their own slip ship. So they kind of have to take whatever jobs come along that the client is willing to provide the ship for. And TV Quartz, by the way, is your agent's name, Chip. Mm-hmm. So they've contacted a friend of theirs called Lithium Rand. Lithium Rand is kind of a fixer. He's a broker. He's got a lot of connections. He knows you guys from back in his days in the military, where he was a radio operator, did a lot of compression, encryption, decryption, and after his stint in the military, he just sort of drifted around. But he knows a lot of people, has a lot of connections, a lot of people with money rely on him to find. It's kind of like the A team, right? When you need something done, and it may or may not be legal, and you're willing to pay for it. Lithium is the guy that they go to, and he puts together a team. So before we get to our talk with Lithium, I want to ask you guys a couple questions about your living situation. All right, Ben and Nash, do you live together, or what's your living situation?
We do not. I have an apartment on the worser side of town. It's not fantastic, but it's a roof over the head, and there's usually some beer and like maybe an apple and some ketchup in the refrigerator.
Okay, so that sounds like your girlfriend Susie does not live there with you.
No, she comes and goes.
Okay.
As it were.
Yeah, I run solo, a very minimalistic lifestyle. I don't really care about personal possessions so much as I do the next adventure.
So do you have one of those?
Freedom, baby.
You have one
Freedom.
of those micro apartments, kind of like in the Fifth Element?
It's a little larger than that, but sort of on the same order, yeah.
Okay. Pretty cheap. Cost you $1 megabuck a year.
There you go.
Okay, so you guys, where do you like to hang out? Do you like crash it, or do you hang out at one of your places? Do you have a favorite bar or a haunt maybe? What do you guys feel like? What works for your vibe?
Nash and I probably hang out at one of the local bars, the dive bars in between both of our locations.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right, you guys hang out at a bar called King Cobra's.
Nice.
And you're sitting there nursing a couple when Nash, Ben, you get a message on your phone, and yeah, it's Lithium. He knows where you guys are at. He says he thinks he's got something, but he needs to talk about it in person.
All right, I take one more swig of my drink. I look over at Nash and I show him my phone, my chronometer. Like, we're needed, dude. You up for it?
He's not even paying attention. He's like staring off into the middle distance. He's got his both hands on the table, one hand around a glass of whiskey. It's speeding up, sweat's rolling down his finger, and he doesn't listen. Like you don't catch him the first time.
Okay, Nash is kind of the silent type. I imagine it's Ben who does most of the talking. So Ben, have you invited Chip along with you, or do you not want to fraternize with the clientele? What's your feeling on that?
That's a good question. Would I normally, like, what is my my relation to him?
His agent contacted you, saying they're looking for somebody to teach an actor how to fly.
All right. Well, at the moment, we're teaching him how to drink properly. So he is here with us. I mean, he's sort of in the fold now. So I look over at him. I take a puff of the cigar, put my drink down. I put the phone down. And I lean over and I'm like, look, Nash is a little froggy at the moment. We need to get him out of here, get him moving, have him finish his drink, and let's get the fuck out of here. We have a job to do, and I'm going to need your help. You with me? You good for this? Is this something you want to do to get your career moving?
All right. So Charles, he's trying to like get into the character, and so he actually is trying to like mimic you and get your persona down.
Oh, cool.
So he's trying to smoke the same cigar that you and the same drink, and he takes a puff and and leans over on the bar, kind of trying to look like you, and goes, "Damn right.
You're getting there, kid. I like your style."
Thanks. Yeah.
Nice.
All right, I'm gonna lean over to Nash, and I tap him on the back of the head. I'm like, "Are you fucking awake? What's up?"
When you touch him, his head fucking snaps around. He goes,
Cut it with that.
What?
Cut it with that military shit already. We're done.
We just started.
Not that. No, the past. You're dwelling on it too much. You know how that upsets me. You're ruining the vibe.
He kind of he rubs his
drink.
temple. Yeah,
we got our drink.
We got a Hollywood actor here. You're making us look bad.
Exactly. Come on, snap out of it.
This guy? You mean Nick? Nick, the new guy?
Chip.
Do you actually call him by the wrong name?
I do. Yeah.
Christ.
I love it. Chip, do you correct him?
He'll kind of like raise his finger to kind of speak up a little bit, but then when Fitch kind of settles in, like he'll just kind of back down a little bit.
Hey, did any of you guys happen to pick up the skill of drug tolerance?
Of course not. There's no fun in that.
I'm not that kind of former childhood actor, unfortunately.
How much have you been drinking? Let me just do this. Look at your health score.
Yeah.
Health is 2.
Okay, pick up that many D6s and roll them. Keep the highest one. Tell me what you got.
All right. I'll be using the silverware dice. 5.
5 here too.
5.
All right, so you guys are feeling a little buzzed, but there's nobody who's actually inebriated here. You can handle a meeting right now.
Okay,
yeah, we have a bit of a tolerance level.
Yeah, I would say that Jack probably has a very high tolerance level because he drinks a lot. Like functional alcoholic type, although he does not drink on mission. So,
well, not officially.
No, he does not. No, he does not drink on mission.
At least not when the client is sitting across the table. He doesn't say it out loud. Okay, so it just takes a few minutes. Maybe you guys have time to like down the last of your beers before Lithium shows up. Now he's a tall, almost albino-looking guy with Liberty spikes and a business suit. It's an interesting combination.
Yeah, it is.
He comes in, spots you immediately. He comes striding across the room. He goes, "All right, it's not the greatest job in the world, and I don't have a whole lot of detail, but I just met this guy last night, and I know you guys were looking for a gig. This involves some atmospheric piloting, which I know was high on your list. So I just decided to contact you guys immediately. I'll let you know what I know. I met this guy last night in a bar. His name is what's his name? He's ruffling through his pockets. Ingwe Cordoba is the guy's name. All right, now all you guys can make a brains roll. That means roll as many dice as your brains stack.
I need another 3-sider.
And if you have, let's see.
6-siders.
Let's just make a straight brains roll. Take the
straight brains roll.
Take the highest one. Tell me what it is.
I got a 5.
Whoa. 11.
No, take the highest one.
Oh, the highest 6.
6, I guess.
There you go. Yeah.
Okay, who rolled 6?
Jesse.
I did. Chip.
Okay, you actually know who that is, and it kind of makes sense because this guy comes from money and power. If it's the same dude, I mean, and how many Ingwe Cordobas can there be in the world?
Right.
The guy is the CEO of a company called Somnambula Incorporated. They make dream decks. These are dream recorders.
Interesting.
You didn't mention that to the other two?
Well, I got a 5, so I think I would know too, right?
On a 5, the name rings a bell, but he's not that famous.
Okay, fair enough. Yep.
Yeah, I only got a 3, so I wouldn't know.
Chip, you gonna share this information?
Yeah, I'll probably speak up and just say, what does he want with any of this stuff?
Lithium looks at you. He's trying to place you. He recognizes your face, probably from TV, but he can't remember exactly where he knows you from. So he looked a little confused for a minute, and then he just clears his throat and he turns back to Ben. He says,
All right,
look, I don't know what the guy's deal is, but he's got a keen interest in dream worlds, and you guys are going to be heading to one.
Oh.
All right. Lithium, this is Chip. Chip, this is Lithium. There you go. You now know each other. Chip is cool. He's shadowing us. He's coming with us. We vouch for him. And so this guy you met in the bar is giving us a job, and you don't know much about him. That's grand.
Oh,
And we're going to a dream.
Backyard Kingdom. You're the guy from Backyard Kingdom.
Yeah. That's me. Yeah, good to meet you.
I remember that show. My little sister used to watch that all the time.
Oh, thanks. Yeah.
What you been doing with yourself?
Yeah. Oh, just took some time off to find myself, and now I'm done a lot of indie projects, and now I'm trying to get back into the big time, and these guys are going to help me get back into it.
Well,
Jack just looks at him, deadpan, is like he's been living in the gutter like the rest of us.
Yeah.
Living the dream.
of course.
Okay, well, he says living the dream, and suddenly that actually does strike. Nash, you remember living the dream? You heard that on a commercial for Somnambula Incorporated for their dream deck technology.
Okay.
It's also printed on the box. When you buy one of their dream decks, it says Somnambula Inc. Living the Dream, and then on the other side of the box it says Dream It All Again. Those are their slogans. And the reason you remember that is because your girlfriend Susie has one of these dream recorder decks. She sometimes records her dreams, and so the guy who you're about to work for is the guy who owns the company that makes those things.
He just kind of like, hand to chin kind of scratches his stubble. Do we know anything specifically about dream worlds in general?
Well, let's have you guys make a brains roll, and let's add, if you have slip dynamics, add that to whatever the highest die is.
All right, I do.
I do not know anything. I got a 3.
I got a 5.
That's a 5 as well.
Okay, the two of you who have 5s, you've done some reading on this, but it was Nash who failed the roll?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Well, that kind of makes sense, because you live in sort of an isolated, alienated haze of your own. Don't watch the news or read much. And you guys have never been to a dream world before. But Ben can fill you in, and Chip also knows this from there's lots of TV shows that use this as a trope. Because the dream world is a pocket universe. It has its own laws of physics, its own reality. It's sort of pocketed off from the rest of the multiverse. They're created by the intense and chaotic interaction between the subjective and objective boundaries. That is, they're the discarded byproducts of subconscious processes. Every dream that anyone's ever had spawns a complete universe of its own. It's a bubble reality that we call a dream world. Some call them pocket universes. So basically it means that dreams are real. and you can enter them. And it sounds like you're going to.
He shudders a little bit.
All right, so here's what I know. The client is willing to provide a ship.
Oh, nice.
While I stall for a minute trying to find a picture of your ship, it's not the greatest vessel in the world, but it's
duct tape and chicken wire.
Let me see if I can find a way to share a window here.
We've been in worse. You could always email it if you want. Might be easier.
Just throw it in the thread, the email thread. But, is this like a duct tape and trick?
That means that the viewers will be able to see it. Yeah.
Hopefully. Yeah, if you do screen share, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to try to do that. Here we go. Let's see.
Is this duct tape and chicken wire kind of ship going?
Well.
Yeah, all right. I can handle that. I've had worse.
He pulls up his phone and he shows you a picture. This is a tiny tyrant.
Just enough for all three of us, and
just enough space for all three of you.
And Leroy.
A quick rundown of the ship. Okay, it's got enough fuel for 25 hours because you can't stay more than 24. Now remember, if you are in an alternate reality for more than 24 hours, you sort of vape out of existence in this timeline. You really don't want that to happen. It's called missing your window, and there are a couple dozen outside of Diaspora Ranch, which is the place where most of these slips begin their missions from. There are a couple dozen statues and other homages to the slipship pilots who vaporized out of existence by missing their window.
Ooh,
and if you have an emergency bay and an emergency backup ship in place to jump out and try to rescue anyone who's in danger of missing their window, although in practice that succeeds less often than it fails. You really want to be careful about staying within your 24-hour window. The ship has landing gear. It is aerodynamically capable. You can see it's got a long-range scanner, forward-facing view part, a little bit of cargo space, a laser weapon.
I can. Yep. How is that up to date and is that powered up?
Oh, it's fully powered up and it's ready to go. In fact, it's sitting at Diaspora Ranch, and we're going to catch the maglev down there as soon as we leave from here because the client is like itching to go. Apparently, he's been researching a whole lot of dream worlds. He's got something to do with this dream technology of his. I don't know how it all ties together, but anyways, that's his main thing, right? Dreams. That's his main thing. So he's found a dream world. He wants you guys to explore it, and he went out and bought this ship strictly for this mission. I mean, he's not a day tripper himself. Seems like the kind of guy who rarely gets out of the office at all, if you know what I'm talking about. Real egghead, this guy.
So is he coming with us then?
Oh, no. He won't be coming with you at all.
Okay.
He couldn't even fit in here unless he goes in the cargo space.
Yeah, I don't need anybody that green on a mission like this. Dreamworld is going to be a dicey proposition.
No, let's get on down to the train station, and I'll fill you guys in on the way down. Okay, so
you all right, Nick?
I'm okay.
All right,
Here's Chip.
Chip, Nick, it's almost the same thing. You're not gonna blow chunks on this, are you?
Come on.
No, it's fine. Yeah, this is exactly what I've been looking for. This is gonna be perfect.
You want to learn something, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
All right, you're gonna learn a whole shitload.
Oh, you need to
dive
head
first.
You guys to pay right up front. It's going to be worth 10 megabucks each. So look, 30 megabucks. That's a pretty big deal right there. In fact, if you pooled that together, you know, it's like half as much as a ship this size. I mean, you're like halfway to buying your own slip ship if you succeed in this mission.
Fair enough.
Is this one for sale?
Oh, you can always find either a ship for sale or some technician who's willing to cobble it together. See what happened was just about 10 years ago, this guy named Zayim Diaspora, he's an open source guru. He's dead now. But he invented this technology, and he shared it with the world. It was all open source shit. Terabytes and terabytes of information that he released shortly before his death. And of course, the governments weren't fast enough to put the lid on it. Military and CIA, all of the international organizations, they weren't able to keep it under wraps. And so as a result, you've got everything from like high-tech educational institutions, academies, intelligence organizations from all of the first world countries, as well as like just scrappy garage mechanics and weird open source gurus tinkering in their backyards, putting together Slipships. And some of them are like, you know, mega $billion sleek military affairs. And then some of them look like Rube Goldberg contraptions that would fall apart if you leaned on them. Tremendous range in the quality of Slipships available. As you guys hop off the maglev train and he gets a driverless Uber, no, I'm sorry, Uber's dead. He gets a driverless Lyft, take you up to Diaspora Ranch. It's a robotic vehicle, and he's telling you more about the ship. And you can see Diaspora Ranch. It really looks like a big farm. In fact, it used to be a farm. It's a major industrial farm, but it's been converted into kind of a spaceport for Slipships. As you enter the compound and you pass through clearance, you guys are all pre-verified because Cordoba knows how to pull strings. So you're expected, and the doors are open for you. The secretaries let you right by with a quick scan. And as you enter the bay, you see there's 10 bays within a very, very large hangar-like area. There are 6 ships here right now. One of them is a big sphere. It's a big white sphere. Looks like you could store a house in it. Most of them, though, are really pretty small. They're about the size of your vehicle, which is like about the size of a semi-truck. And then a couple of them are really tiny, like little compact car-looking things. You see your vehicle, the tiny Tyrant. You're sitting in Bay 5, and Lithium is just wrapping up the pitch as you guys walk toward the vehicle and you start looking it over. I'm sure, Ben, you really want to take a good look around the vehicle.
Yeah, I want to give it a...
The pay is 10 megs each. The mission is scouting for information on this dream world that he's found. And you know, I guarantee you there will be some major advances for you if you make the information public, because, like, you know, this is still new technology, and dream worlds are always new and interesting. Alternate Earths are interesting, alternate dimensions are interesting. You can usually get a book deal or a movie contract, or at least a lecture tour. You can appear on Oprah. Oprah's still alive. She's been cloned like 9 times.
What?
Yeah. So you know, there's definitely a chance of getting some fame and notoriety out of a mission this unique and exciting. So that's always something that probably perks up Chip's ears. Now, we don't know too much about this place. It's some sort of a compound or a camp or a campus or a military base. Just judging by the general looks and description of the place, there's multiple buildings, and in one of these buildings is the IT department, and that's what Cordoba wants you to find, because he's sure that if you bring back a backup of the main database from this place, there's bound to be all sorts of interesting information in here. He hasn't told me why he's sure of that, but remember that he has the ability through these dream decks to look into people's dreams, and so it could be that the world you're going to is one that somebody has already dreamed about. That could have been his recon. He knows there's something valuable in the database, so Lithium hands you a thumb drive. And we're going to want you to back up the main database on this thumb drive when you come back.
All right.
I'll pocket that. That's all you got to do is get to this compound, locate the IT department, download the main database onto your thumb drive, and bring it back to Earth. Oh, and there's one other thing I got to tell you. I mean, you know, don't make too big of a thing out of this because we don't know. But he says the reality is inherently unstable.
Aren't they all?
Of course. The matter of degree, Nash. The matter of degree.
And suddenly you realize why he told you about the money first.
We're going to be walking on shaky ground.
Well, it is a dream world after all.
So, if he knows as much as he knows, is this area protected? So, are people in this dream world, or is it strictly a resonation of people's dreams from all over the multiverses?
Yes.
Okay, so should we expect resistance?
That I don't know. He said it was a compound, but he didn't say anything about armed guards or anything like that. I mean, I think if he knew anything like that, he would have told me. But I would expect that there are probably people there.
Okay, people, or alien people? Like, I don't know how this stuff works so much. I mean,
Yes.
I come along.
The answer is yes.
Yes. Exactly.
Fair enough.
You got your weapons on you? I'm assuming you're packing as usual?
Of course.
All right.
Never leave on a slip trip unprepared.
You never know.
Wait, we're going to need weapons?
You always need weapons.
Do you
I
know
don't even know where we're going.
Yeah. You know how to fight, kid?
Well, I mean, I took some lessons a while. I mean, there was a few episodes where Marty, that's the character of Marty. He took karate. So I mean, I got a little bit of that, but
look, you just stay out of the way. You do what you're told. You won't have any trouble.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, so around now, Ben is checking out the ship. He's walking around, and you can see that the construction is kind of quirky. Now, mechanically, what that means is you're going to be at a -1 on everything you do piloting the ship until you kind of get a feel for it and figure out its quirks, and then that -1 goes away.
Fair enough.
And Ben, while you're doing that, and I'm sure Nash is just sort of standing there sullen with his hands in his pockets, thinking about what has happened to his life, you're looking up at that big white sphere, that beautiful, gigantic slip ship down at the other end of the hangar. And you see a panel slides open, and out comes a small entourage. These guys in some really fancy European suits. And this beautiful blonde woman who's wearing a shimmering hologram. It looks like water swirling all around her, and sort of like little satellites floating over her head. You don't even have to make a roll for this because she's fucking famous. That's Scylla Sardassian. She is one of the...
Love it.
She's one of the richest celebrities on the planet, and she is the star of the popular talk show Follow My Ass.
Ben kind of notices as he kind of pokes his head around the side.
If you could get invited to a Sardassian party, chances are your life would be made in the shade. And of course, she's not even looking in your direction. But her and her entourage are coming down the ramp. They're about 100, 150 feet away. You want to make a move?
Ben just kind of looks around one of the power cells and looks at this. That's nice, and then goes back to us.
And you realize at this point that the little things hovering around her head are hover cams. She's filming right now. And she's got her TV face on, and that's why she looks all glam. Some of the people who are around her you recognize as lower grade celebrities. So apparently she had some guest stars on this episode, and it looks like they must have just got back, and they're doing their wrap up as they come down the ramp. The cameras are hovering around, getting a good view, and one of the cameras comes out from the group and starts cruising slowly clockwise around the perimeter. It'll be facing you guys in about 30, 60 seconds. Looks like it's getting B-roll.
Yeah, I'm gonna Chip's gonna make a move to approach her, just basically start walking directly towards her.
What's your charm, Chip?
I have a 5.
Wow.
Whoa.
5. Jesus Christ.
You spent all your points in charm?
Right?
Crafting that plus I got a bonus from my career.
Wow,
from my
that's
class.
astounding.
So, yeah.
Nice.
Okay, so I want you to roll all 5 of those dice for me. Take the highest one, and let's see if you can add. Do you have any skills you want to use? Are you going to talk to her?
I have a +1 in fast talking.
Nice.
Ooh.
You know, like Beguiler.
Oh, okay, that's really cool. So give me a rough idea of what you're going to say.
So I'm basically going to start approaching her and say, Miss, was Slipdashian, right?
Sardassian,
that's right. Miss Sardassian, it's so lovely to meet you. Can't believe that we'd be in the same place at the same time. I watch your show all the time. It's great. I remember you as a little kid and, everything used to go on, and I've seen you grow up, and your family's so great. It's an honor to be here. And I know that, we really hit it off.
Ben is snickering over by the slip ship.
Chip, as you begin that speech, she's slowly turning toward you with her big teeth, her big Hollywood smile. But you know what? You notice the smile slips just a little bit when you said, "Watch you since I was a little kid."
Oh, wrong move.
Okay, now I want you to roll those 5 dice. Take the highest one and add your fast talk, but you're going to be at a -1 because of that comment.
All right. Well, I rolled a 5 and then +6, 9 is 5, so 10.
You're going to take the highest die?
Yep.
You added fast talk and subtracted 1 and ended up with 10?
Yep.
Damn, you're good.
I rolled a 5, 5, 4, 2, 3.
Nice.
Well, what's your fast talk? Is it a +1 or is it a +5?
Sorry. No, that's right. My fast talk is +1. So actually I ended up with 5. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Bad math.
Ooh.
I accidentally added 6 instead of 1. I don't know. I wrote it down improperly.
She looks a little bit
So
annoyed.
5.
You realize that you stepped into her shot. She glances up at the camera and then she glances back at you. But then another look crosses her face. It's a look of recognition. She says, Backyard Kingdom, right?
That's right, Marty. That's Charles Parsons.
And your name is?
Charles Parsons. Although you might know me as Chip. I have that's kind of what we went down, back when I was a kid.
She says, it's such a shame that you haven't had much work lately. You do have such a nice face.
Speaking of, you should meet my friends here. They're actually I'm right now I'm training for a new movie. It's kind of this where I'm a slip ship travel pilot, and it's a big wartime movie, and so my friends here are kind of getting me into the role, and it's going to be great. I'd love to get right before I'd love to have you at the premiere if we could get you on, and kind of maybe I could be on your show and you could talk about it a little bit. I'd love that. I know we definitely get in with your exposure. We could definitely make this movie happen.
Okay, you can sort of feel her slipping away a little bit because she keeps glancing up at the camera and you're still standing in the shot. As she says, we might be able to work something out. Here, James, she snaps her fingers and one of her entourage comes up. He's a really serious looking little Asian dude. Looks like he'd kick your ass in a heartbeat. And he pulls up a little tablet device and he says, contact info. Now all you have to do is hold your contact device up near his, hold your phone near his, and then swipe in his direction.
All right, yeah. So I'll kind of pat my pockets because I'm not used to the get up that I'm wearing right now, and so I have to kind of find it in one of the cargo pockets, and then I'll pull it out and give it a nice swipe.
Okay, he glances at the information. He has sort of a dour look on his face, but you have the feeling this guy always looks that way. And he's
going well with Nash.
Thank you very much. Miss Cardassian's people will be in touch with you at their earliest leisure. And you realize that she and the rest of the group have already moved down the ramp, and she's finishing up her soliloquy. So the conversation with her is over. You're left with her man, and he just gives you sort of a curt nod.
Thanks. Good to meet you again. Good to meet you. I can't wait to hear back from you.
Oh, kid.
He gets this kind of thing all the time. He just sort of gives you a polite smile that fades almost immediately, and then he says goodbye. All right. As that group walks away out toward the hangar doors, you're not really sure exactly where you stand, Chip. You feel like there may be an opportunity there with a little bit of a misstep, but then again, she is always looking for people to take on her show. And she enjoys being the most famous person in the room. So, relatively speaking, it means you've got at least a chance of being invited for a guest spot.
Excellent. As I walk away, I kind of do like the fist pump, and I'll point at the guys, give them a thumbs up.
When you walk away,
I shake
Nash,
my head.
Yeah, he just completely, like, you weren't never there in the first place. Like, you walk away and he just, like, it's like you're not there. So he saw none of it. So as you get closer, like, he's got his backpack off, like, he's going through gear, he's making sure that, like, straps are tight, like, he's got everything in the right pockets and stuff. So you come up and you're, like, all happy and shit. He's like, what?
So you notice, Chip, as you're walking back to join your guys, that hover cam has come around. It's taking a look at your ship. It's taking a look at Ben and Nash, and then it hovers in front of you for a little bit longer. You get the feeling it's zooming in for a close-up, and it's probably putting a lower third.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and give it a wink and kind of one of the finger points.
Ah, nice. Yeah, you know when you're on camera.
Yeah.
Okay, and then off zooms a little hover camera, and you go back and rejoin your group.
All right.
Then you finish checking out the ship. It looks ready to go. A little bit quirky. You're going to have to get a handle on the controls, but it's definitely ready.
All right. Now, as far as the onboard weaponry, do I have control of that from the stick, or do we need someone down in another control station?
Yeah, it's two different stations. In fact, they're quite far away from each other. Way up at the top is the pilot's helm.
That's what I thought.
There, and then that round green thing way down at the bottom, that's where the laser gun is. So that is probably where Nash is going to be sitting if he feels the need to man the laser.
Gotcha. Sort of like almost like the bubble turret in a B-17.
Yeah. It extends out and it spins.
All right. You're gonna have to Millennium Falcon this shit if you need be.
So how's this ship? Is this thing gonna work or what?
Put my hands on my hips. I kind of cock my head at it. She'll run okay. I'll get a handle on her eventually.
All right. As long as you're comfortable.
She's slip-worthy.
Fair enough.
And fully charged and ready to go. So
I look at Chip. I'm like, well, Chip, and I hesitate because I use his right name. Looks like she's slip-worthy. Aren't you excited?
Absolutely. I give the ship like a knock. Like, can't wait to get. I mean,
don't touch it.
Tries to look a little serious and everything.
Don't touch
Do this.
Yeah, all right. You ready? We're gonna do this.
Yes, shakes his head.
You guys enter the ship. You see, it's really cramped, really small. There's so much pipes and machinery and shit that it's kind of hard to work your way around. The ship looks pretty big from the outside, but there's not a whole lot of space on the inside. Some places you have to kind of turn sideways to get through the hallway. As you get yourself up to the pilot's cabinet, all the lights come on, and it's sort of a gruff voice says, "Greetings, Ben, Fitch. I'm Tyro. This is the ship computer."
What's up, Tyro? You ready to roll?
Affirmative. Let's kick ass.
That's what I like. I'm going to strap myself in the controls, give it a once over, familiarize myself. I've flown one of these before, but it's It looks like this is slapdash together, so there's some like, third-party shit going on here.
Yeah,
So,
there is.
right.
There is. You see that the slip capacitor is this type you've never seen before, and it uses some sort of weird mounting system that doesn't seem entirely secure. Maybe that's what makes the ship handle in a quirky way. You'll figure it out as you start playing with it.
All right. Is there anything did I know by just giving it the once over, like, hey, I could do this adjustment, or I could do this here, and then maybe that'll help? Or do I have to wait and see as we're on our way?
Yeah, you're actually going to have to wait and see. It's kind of like, you know, when you buy a used vehicle and you don't really know how to drive it yet, but then after a while you figure out, oh, if you kick it right here, then it stops rumbling.
There you go. All right, fair enough.
You got to get to know it.
Now, when the ship says "kick ass," Nash gets like a little grin across his face.
Yep, we're ready to roll.
So I will. So is there like jump seats, you know, that are kind of like away from the pilot area, or is there other like stations, or would I just naturally wind up down in the? I mean, I wouldn't go to the gun turret, I don't think. I mean, I might take a look to see what the controls look like.
There are two. Actually, there's three jump seats. There's the pilot's, which is front and center, and then back to the left and to the right are two additional jump seats.
Okay, I will probably sit.
Chiro says running pre-launch diagnostics, and you see a bunch of green lights. Sometimes they flicker and then they go solid. It's running as diagnostics, and each time it tests a subsystem, it reports that subsystem is go. It's using military jargon. You get the feeling that the previous owners were military.
I like it.
Makes me feel a little more comfortable.
When the ship completes its run, it looks like all lights are green. Tyro tells you that all systems are go, coordinates loaded, ready for launch.
All right, Tyro, let's.
Down on the ground, you see Lithium. He's standing back, so you can see him. He has to stand like 30 feet back so you can see him from way up there. And he's holding his both thumbs way up in the air, smiling with his big stupid smile.
I'm going to open the little D window on the side. Clear.
We're ready to go. You hear a bunch of talk go over the radio between the control station and the ship itself. Tyro is reporting its preparedness for launch, requesting clearance, and the control station requests all other bays shut down activity, prepare for launch in Bay 5, and you see a bunch of lights read across the computer screen as your coordinates are preloaded. So that's one good thing, is that the ship is going to be preloaded with the coordinates for the jump, which means it's going to be able to help you make the jump.
Cool.
You get that additional +1 from the ship's slip dynamics software.
Nice.
Excellent.
And that will offset the quirkiness factor. So that's good.
All right.
I look to Chip and I say, hold on to your ass.
Yeah, you guys all strapped in?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime, Ben.
All right. I fire up capacitor, and we're ready to go.
Okay. You all start feeling this slight sort of a tingling electrical feeling. The ship begins vibrating, micro-vibrating. And then suddenly there's this shoo sound. You feel like it's kind of like an infinitely thin sheet of freezing cold passes through your body, while an infinitely thin sheet of burning hot passes through in the other direction. You feel yourself kind of sliced in half for a nanosecond, and then the world goes black. There's all sorts of colors shooting around you. You all feel that your stomach sort of swirling, and now you need to make a roll. I've got too many books.
That's all right. We'll clear all this up in post.
No, you won't.
Sometimes.
Be good for sound effects too.
Yeah.
Okay. What you guys need to do is there's no model roll. Just make a straight psyche roll. Whatever your psyche is, roll that many dice. Tell me the number, the highest one.
I'm using my massive Serpent's Blood D6 from Easy Roller Dice Company.
You said massive.
And it rolled a 6. Thank you, Easy Roller Dice Company.
There you go. See, get Easy Roller Dice, you get 6s all the time. Well, not all the time, but
even when
Ben's
you roll
got 4.
20s. 3.
Who was that?
Chip got a 3.
That kind of makes sense. What about Ben?
Ben got a 4.
All right. Ben and Nash, since you've been on jumps before, you know what this feeling is. You kind of ride it out. But Chip, you've never felt anything like this before, and you've done some hallucinogens, but you've still never felt anything like this before. And you're
I lean over my shoulder and I hand him.
For a moment, you think you might be dying. Right? That instant, your body thinks it's dying for a moment, and so I need you to roll 1d6. Tell me what you get.
All right.
Uh-oh. Don't die on us.
1.
Ooh.
That's actually a pretty good thing to roll. What happens, Chip, is that you are paralyzed. You're frozen. Yeah, there's nothing you can do to hurt yourself, so that's good. You're frozen in place. If anybody asked you your name right now, you wouldn't even know what to say. You're just completely paralyzed with fear at this moment.
Really strapped into the seat, clutching white-knuckled the sides of the seat, just bolt upright.
Nash looks over. He says, "Are you having fun yet, Chip?"
And now it feels like the entire ship is like barrel rolling and just sort of spiraling down this infinite tunnel as colors go whirling past you. The colors are whirling through the walls of the ship. The reality that you're looking at has suddenly just become like an overlay, like a film overlay on top of another film that's going through hyperspace. And you can't tell where the inside of the ship is and the outside of the ship is, or whether you're actually there or not. You kind of feel like you're floating without a body. It's really freaking you out. The other guys are like, woo!
Look, Mom, no hands!
Underneath the heavy breathing, you can probably almost hear a whimpered cry.
Suddenly, it comes to a stop. When you look out the window, you are no longer in Diaspora Ranch. Around you, you see a broad green plain. It looks like grass. There's white lines on it. You realize you're on, it looks like a football field.
Uh-oh.
And off in the distance, you see a couple large buildings, like 4 or 5 stories tall. They're maybe 300 feet off. There's one I'm gonna say to the west, and there's a little closer one to the south. And then to the southwest of you, there's a big round building that's standing on 4 big poles. Look kind of like a water tower, but it's clearly not a water tower because it's got windows. Charo says, holding up tactical map, I'm about to share something with you.
You read
Nash
my mind.
will unstrap, and he will make a beeline down to the gun emplacement and just familiarize himself with the controls if needed.
Good call.
Yeah, good call. Okay, so here is the tactical map. You guys are located in the upper right corner of this thing, that big open green area where there's no buildings or any kind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's the football field, and you seem to have landed kind of in the middle of it, a little bit on the right side. And we're going to call the top of the map north, just to make things easy. Bunch of buildings. Yeah, it looks like it's a very clean, modern compound. There's something about it. Nash, there's something about it that you feel like you've seen this place before.
Okay, I get a little unnerved. I get that weird, like, duck walk across your grave feeling.
Yeah.
And I plop myself down in the chair and I'm fiddling with knobs and I'm trying to shake the feeling, and I flick the comm and I'm like, "Stay frosty up there. This bothers me a little bit. I can't quite put my finger on it."
You see something?
I feel something, and I've learned a long time ago
worse.
to trust that feeling.
All right. We'll go with that. Is there any movement? Any people? Any?
No, it seems really familiar, and I don't know why. So put it down away from the buildings, and let's make our way over.
All right.
Now you have a choice. The ship materialized on the ground.
Oh, on the ground. Okay.
Right. So you can, in fact, there was no flying. Right. It's just like the world disappeared and then it was replaced by a different world.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
However, this ship is atmospherically capable, and this entire map is probably it's probably about half a mile wide, by a third of a mile north by south.
All right.
And where are we exactly right now?
You're way up in the upper right corner. Let's place you an inch down from the top and an inch left of the right side.
Oh, so where I wanted to be anyway. So that's fine.
Way up in the upper right corner, that's where the football field is. Now, you can either get out of the ship and hoof it, or you can decide to fly the ship to wherever you want to go.
You want? I would say fuck it and go ahead and do a flyby, but the fact that Nash got a weird ass feeling, I'm going to ask him what he thinks about that, because normally I would just do what I want. So, Nash, I'm going to open up the comm. Nash, I'm thinking about a flyover. What do you think?
If you want to do the perimeter, I wouldn't ride through the middle. Just kind of keep it on the outside.
All right.
Let's see what we can see.
All right, I'll take that under advisement. I'm going to fire everything up, get it ready for atmospheric control, and kind of have Tyro keep an eye as well.
I don't power up the laser, but I am primed and ready to go.
I would power it up.
I don't want to kick off any sensors that may be.
We're already censored up here as soon as these engines fired up.
Yeah, but we're not armed. A ship is a ship, and an armed ship is something else entirely.
Well, a laser is neither here nor there as far as the power cells are concerned. But you do what you want with that one. I'm going to fly us around the perimeter and see what we can see.
Clockwise or anti-clockwise?
Let's go clockwise. I want to see what's down there by the bottom with those weird pavilions.
Okay, so you're going to stay around the outer side of those pavilions. Those are like 5 to 10 stories tall. Each of those, they're gigantic buildings. Lots of windows. They look like they may be apartment complexes.
Okay.
And that you can kind of look in between those two. You can see that round thing surrounded by 3 other round things, and surrounded by 3 curved rectangles. That looks like an amphitheater. And you do see movement inside the windows. It looks like people. This looks like an apartment complex or a dormitory.
Some form of school. This football field. Does anyone notice the ship kind of like hovering on the outskirts of this area?
Looks like no.
All right, I'll proceed as planned. Is there any way to take any kind of video or camera snapshots of this place, just for posterity and to record? Is there like a flight recorder, like a black box?
The ship doesn't have any onboard cameras, although you probably do have your phones with you, and you can film whatever you want.
All right.
I flick the comm again. I'm like, how's that kid doing?
He hasn't wet himself yet. He looks like he's
Yeah, Chip, you're starting to come out of it now, Chip.
He's coming out of it. You right, kid? Breathe. From your stomach. Breathe.
What the heck?
I know, you're fine. You're fine.
Oh.
Breathe through it.
Okay.
Give me 1,000 count.
All right, we got.
Well, not 1,000.
We're good. We're good.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Good. All right. You're holding up well. Well done. I'm going to fill them in on what's happening. We're just doing a perimeter search here. Take a look at these buildings. What do they look like to you?
They definitely look like dormitories to him. He's been to a college or two, and not only can you tell they're dorms rather than apartments just because of the style of architecture, but also because of the fact that as you come around the front, you see a bunch of what looks like young adults, and they're sitting in a circle outside, and they've all got tablets, and it seems they're being lectured by a robot. Now, by the way, it kind of feels like it's early evening, and the sky has sort of a purplish, pinkish tint to it.
What's the season?
Can't tell. It seems warm.
Okay. So it's temperate. All right. We're gonna continue the perimeter search and see what those squared off boxes in the bottom left-hand quadrant are.
Okay. As you come around the
parking lot
quadrant, that gray area with the horizontal stripes looks like a farm or a garden. It's got rows of horticulture and little greenhouses. And as you come around the far left corner, those are bungalows.
All right.
Let me see if there's any movement.
I asked him, I said, did you scan the atmosphere yet? Is this breathable?
Yes.
The atmosphere is breathable. It is Earth-like in every way.
Mm-hmm.
All right, good.
I'm going to continue on, and that building in the top left-hand corner with looks like some kind of compound fence attached to it. Can we make out what that is?
That is a very old style, kind of a colonial style building. It's got an open pavilion out in front.
All right.
There is no movement going on, but that seems to be wherever it seems like the most official of all of these buildings. Like if the administrative offices are anywhere, that's probably where they are.
All right.
You don't see any movement though. Apparently classes are out. It's early evening.
Yeah.
Chip at this point will have taken his phone out and started to record video. However, not knowing he will have unstrapped himself from his seat, and he's kind of walking around trying to get a close up on Ben and what he's looking at and in the panels and everything like that.
I give a smile.
Okay.
Like, no, don't just pretend I'm not here.
Nobody else sees this, but as you walk around or you hold your camera around to the other side of Ben to get a shot of him, you pick up some movement outside the window just for a second out of the corner of your eye, and I think your camera phone got it too. It looked like down by the flower beds there was some sort of movement, and this seems really crazy, but it felt like a bunch of the flowers just got up and moved to another bed.
What?
That's what you think you saw.
I'm pretty sure I just saw flowers walk, guys.
You're breathing, right? You're lightheaded. You all right?
No, I mean I don't.
That's crazy, man.
Go ahead and make a psyche roll for me.
I flick over the comm. What the hell did he say?
Something about some flowers moving. I'm not sure if it's some residual SlipSpace sickness or he's onto something.
No, I swear. Like I saw them like roots pull out of the ground and they just walked over and then settled back down.
That's exactly what you think you saw. Chip, what's your psyche?
4.
Wow, you got a charm 5 and a psyche 4?
Oh no, I have a 1. I rolled a 4.
Oh, okay, good.
Sorry.
You're holding your cookies together.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, you're kind of doubting you saw what you thought you saw.
Maybe him telling me, maybe like, am I just tripping from the residuum and all that? Well, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, there's something called subjective dissonance shock that comes from traveling through SlipSpace, especially when you're not accustomed to it. Yeah. It can have some pretty wild effects on the brain. Some people get PTSD from this shit.
As we come around the administration building, then, like if you're pointing these things out, I'm assuming I can kind of see out the laser area, turret area. I'm like, why don't you put it up near that old building, the official looking building, maybe between there and whatever that big ass gazebo is or whatever.
That's what I was thinking. And what is that large square object on the map?
The biggest square with kind of a circle and 4 diagonal lines.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is another fancy looking old style building. And right over the doors, which are on the north side, it says library.
Aha. All right. Well, we need to find the IT department, which most likely would be, I would assume, in one of these administrative buildings.
I would think so. I think maybe the smaller one.
Probably. I concur with your assessment. We should. I'm going to set down Tyro here in the middle of these two buildings, as gently as possible.
So let's call it the admin building and the library.
Okay. Yeah, right in between there, to the north of that building, in between it.
Okay. That building in between is 3 stories tall. Has lots of windows and doors. It looks like this is probably classrooms. And you see some movement. Somebody comes to the window and is looking directly at your ship.
I wave.
They turn around over their shoulder and they're calling somebody up, and some other people come up, and now there's 3 people looking out the window and pointing at your ship. They look like college kids. And just then, by the way, the sky, which has been purple and pink, suddenly turns orange, and a bunch of red streaks go shooting across the sky, and then they disappear.
That was crazy.
What the fuck was that?
I don't know. The sky's getting weird on us. Kind of an interesting effect, but I don't know what else is going to happen. We'll keep our eyes open.
All right.
We're being watched by some of these students in this dormitory in between our 2 objectives. I'm going to take a look again. Do they look perturbed or scared in any way, or they're just curious?
They seem to be just curious. So now there's a crowd of like 6 or 7 people looking at you.
Fuck! Move the ship. Move the ship.
I'm gonna continue on around the perimeter behind the library. And check out any windows on that section.
All right, the library does not have a lot of windows, but it does have an entrance on every side.
All right. There really doesn't seem to be any great place to set the ship down without being seen. It's sort of a crapshoot at this point. We could go back out into the field and then walk it in.
Yeah, we got to get the ship away from these buildings, and we're going to have to stealth this in. What we're doing is probably highly illegal. We're downloading a mainframe from some other world to provide to some megacorp. I don't know exactly what's going on. I'm not overly enthusiastic about it, but they're paying us, and we need the cash. So...
Agreed. Is there any kind of concealment, any kind of cloaking device on the ship, or is it just going to be out in the open?
There is no cloaking. The best you could probably do is to fly off the map into the northeast. There's a wooded area. You could set it down behind some trees, and then you'd have to walk like quarter mile in.
Done.
All right. Let's
do that.
I'm gonna let Nash know. There's some trees off in the northern area, about a quarter mile away. We'll sit down there, and we could probably walk in that way.
All right, do it. He reaches into his little breast pocket, pulls out 2 very old, very yellowed dice that look like they're made from bone. He takes them out, and there's like a spot on the console that's relatively flat.
And he rolls them.
He rolls a 10. So he nods, picks them back up, sticks them back in his pocket.
Just a little habit he has?
Yeah.
I like that. Hey, Ben, I neglected to make you roll for your piloting maneuver earlier. Let's do it now. This will be roll as many dice as you have grace. Take the highest one and add your piloting to it.
All right, I have 4 for grace. That's my high one. And then my piloting is a +2. So
Thanks.
yeah. So how many high ones am I choosing?
There's only one.
Just one, okay.
Yeah, the general rule is you roll as many dice as your stat. You take the highest, and then if you have a skill or some other mod, you add that.
Gotcha. All right, I seem to recall that. All right, so my high roll is a 4, and my piloting skill is a +2.
Okay, now the ship sort of butts against your hand a little bit, and you're starting to figure out that there's a way. It's actually the entire steering column is mounted strangely. It's not just the slip capacitor. But you're starting to figure out that if you lean hard to the right and sort of angle it to the left, you can keep it steadier.
All right, and then I give it a swift kick.
Okay, good. The kick doesn't have anything, but you feel like you're starting to get the hang of the way the ship handles. It's a little weird still, but you feel like you'll get there.
Fair enough.
All right, and so off we go, off the northeast edge of the map. You find yourself a little area of woods, and you set it down. Now, interesting thing about these trees, from a distance, they look like your normal kind of deciduous trees, but as you land, you see that they're all different kinds of trees with all different kinds of colored flowers on them, and the flowers are moving around. So when the ship lands, a lot of these flowers literally turn to. It looks like they turn to face you. The flowers are watching you, is what I'm saying.
Are they reacting to the heat from the ship, or are they actually some kind of they have some kind of visual acuity?
That's a good question.
All right, I'm not the only one seeing this, right, guys?
No, that shit's fucking moving, man. Look at that.
Roll as many dice as your psyche. Tell me the highest one.
All right, I only have 1. So. Oh, 6. No.
All right. The fact that flowers are watching you doesn't faze you at all.
All right. Well,
I'll actually go back into my video real quick and try to find that part and try to show them.
I also rolled the 6. This is probably not the weirdest thing I've seen.
Yeah, you guys have seen weirder shit than this.
We've seen some weirder shit, man.
Yeah. There was that time you were attacked by that worm with 3 heads.
That's right.
That was a lot scarier than this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Chip, you zoom back through your video, and there you go. Freeze it right there. These flowers literally got up. Show the other guys. They literally got up. A whole plot of flowers got up and walked over to another plot.
Wow, look at that shit. That's moving there. You weren't kidding, kid.
So I come back up to the bridge because apparently, we're off in the woods. You're not going to need a laser cannon. I'm like, what do you got there?
You're like, look at this. This shit's moving too.
Well, shit, I can see that out the window. I saw that before I came up here.
Why don't you say something, you dick?
He said he saw the thing. You put the ship down. The plants are fucking moving around.
I don't remember that.
Don't get too close.
Actually, Chip was the only one that saw it, but then he's...
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought I could see it at the bubble.
You ain't seen shit.
All right, now you're sitting down in the woods. Y'all getting out of the ship?
Yeah, we're gonna power. I'm gonna have the ship powered down, but not completely. Can we have Tyro be sort of alert as far as providing security?
Affirmative. Remaining on alert. Passcode,
excellent.
Please. Now you've been given a passcode. It's like a safe word, right? It's a word that you can use so that if you're in any danger and you're running toward the ship and you need him to open the doors, you just shout this word.
All right.
Just say whatever you want the word to be.
I can't think of a word. Word.
Cucumber.
Cucumber.
You can cucumber. I'm drawing a blank, but cucumber will work.
All right. The word cucumber appears on the screen. Tyro locks it in. Affirmative. Preparing airlock for disembarkation.
Excellent.
Go kick ass.
Sweet. As always.
Yeah, I like this ship. We're going to have to buy this ship.
Wow, we can maybe download Tyro.
Maybe
so. The way that it works is these AIs are intimately tied to the vehicles that they're connected to, because every slip ship is different, and so the ship is an AI, and it literally feels. I'm sorry. The AI literally feels like the ship is its body. I mean, it's like your mind's relationship to your own body. It would feel really weird if you were suddenly put in someone else's body.
Gotcha.
Yeah, maybe we don't want to do that then.
Who goes out first?
Probably me. Site security. I grab my bag. I've got my weapon out. I am on point. So the ramp comes down. He like ducks his head down, takes a quick look. He hustles down the ramp, just off to the right hand side. Rifle ready but down, and looks. Doesn't see anybody coming. Presumably clear.
Are you wearing your automated survival suit or no?
Yes.
If it's Earth atmosphere, I don't know.
I usually just wear mine as a matter of course, but
how fine is the dexterity on those? Like, we have to download from like a little thumb drive. Would we be able to do that in the suit?
Yeah, it's a very tight fitting nano mesh fabric.
Okay, I have it on.
Yep, like a skiing suit.
Okay, so you're seeing some readings on your heads-up display. The chemical makeup of the air is breathable. It's a nitrogen oxygen mix, but there are some trace minerals in there that you don't recognize, or some trace gases. Nothing toxic. Now, because you're in your suit, you can't smell it.
Right.
It's breathable and it's not toxic, but you have a feeling just from the chemical breakdown, the spectroanalysis, that it has an odor of some kind.
Probably smells like rotten eggs.
Now I'm assuming that Chip doesn't have one of these suits.
Correct.
So would I smell anything of the sort?
Are you stepping out?
Oh yeah, I'll follow. I'll be following Ben. And as he steps out, I'll probably pull a cigar out of my pocket, and when I hit the bottom of the ramp, whip out a pair of aviators, Top Gear style.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do I'm going to call this a brains roll, Chip.
All right.
Do it, Chip.
Ooh. All right. So I have 2 brains.
Okay, so roll
and
2.
I rolled a 6.
Brain. Wow.
Tell me the highest.
6 and a 1.
What?
I rolled a 6 and a 1.
Okay, so your roll is a 6. You know what? It's not overpowering, but there is a strong scent of, it's like lilac and it smells like a perfume. You think you recognize it. But you know what this is. It's Lady Ego. It's a popular perfume.
I wonder who's drinking this.
It's like the perfume that my ex-girlfriend Patty used to wear. It was nice.
You say that out loud?
In a pint.
You say that out loud?
I do indeed.
Okay, Nash, make a brains roll for me.
All right. Let me pull out my easy roller dice tray. Roll my easy roller.
Make sure you don't shock yourself on that plug there, John.
All right, I rolled a 3. It's a high.
Okay, yeah, you've seen the commercials for Lady Ego, but you don't really pay much attention.
Yeah, I'm like, it smells like perfume out here. Like everything smells like perfume.
The whole, yeah.
The atmosphere is perfumey.
All right, I like it.
I can dig it.
Well, at least it's being filtered out. Man, usually that shit's just overpowering.
Hey, doesn't that hit your allergies, doesn't it?
Yeah, I don't. Man, cheap perfume. Ugh.
Oh, this stuff isn't cheap. No.
Oh yeah, it's pretty expensive.
No, I used to buy this for her back when before everything kind of But yeah, no, this it's nice, subtle. Yeah, it's got kind of very flowery smell to it. It's nice.
That's the same perfume in that cat house out in Portugal.
I remember that.
You know something else now that you're a little bit away from the buildings. You're looking like past the buildings at the horizon, and the curvature of the horizon is visible. In other words, this planet is really very small.
That's weird.
Are we on some kind of moon, like little moon, or like? I'm gonna dig my heel into the grass. Am I getting dirt or something else?
You're getting dirt, but it's pink.
Pink. What
Yeah.
the fuck? Look at this shit.
Hey, grab a sample,
man. This
grab
shit is
sample.
wild. All right, I'm gonna flip open a little empty canister that I have and scrape some of this pink dirt in there. And does that smell? Is that where the flowery smell is emanating from, or is that more like from the plant life?
You could maybe run a spectral analysis on it, but you can't. You're wearing your suit, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so like you can't smell it directly.
All right. I'm only from what Chip has told us. All right, I'll run a quick analysis on this pink dirt. How long would that take?
Just a couple minutes.
All right, cool. Anything on the perimeter? Anyone noticing us there, Nash? We all good?
Nope, we look clear.
Nash, where are you?
So I came down the ramp. I waved them down. So I'm assuming they're like at the foot of the ramp. I'm standing like within 2 to 3 feet of them to the right, and I've just weapon at the ready, looking just looking around, making sure the planes aren't moving towards us, making sure that there's nobody like walking around in the woods that would be unexpected. I'm assuming we're somewhere relatively isolated.
Yeah, you're about a quarter mile away, so it would be difficult to see individuals from this distance, except they look like little tiny ants. You think you see some movement around the library? Hard to tell what's going on though.
Sure, but nobody in proximity. That my concern is that no one is,
nobody within like almost a quarter mile.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. I think we should after this analysis of this pink dirt is through. It's fucking wild shit over here. We should move on out. I got Leroy in my pocket.
You have the fucking snake?
Of course, I always take the snake.
I don't know how he puts up with that shit.
Well, the snake is one of the few animals that can withstand SlipSpace.
Well, Leroy is sticking his tongue out over and over and over again, like he's tasting the air.
He likes that shit. I drape Leroy around my neck.
We're gonna have to get him like a little fucking suit, right? Do you think we can do that? We could probably work something like that. You don't want to kill him.
He's all right. He's not gonna die. He's fine. Leroy would let me know.
How would he let you know?
He would just flick a couple times on my face with his tongue. Like a dog licking.
He's a trained snake.
Rudimentary training of snakes.
Right,
I went to a professional.
Where do we go next, gentlemen?
Does the spectral analysis reveal anything like extremely odd? Because we're waiting. I mean, I guess we could start moving out as it's computing.
Yeah. I take a look at it. Anything?
There's nothing toxic, nothing extremely odd. Soil varies tremendously from location to location, even back on Earth. So it's not unusual to find a wide variety of minerals and elements in the soil. The spectral analysis does come back kind of interesting though. It's got every color of the rainbow.
What?
It's a fucking Skittles planet.
Kind of beautiful, really.
Taste the rainbow.
Yeah.
Shittles. All right, this dirt's pretty wild. It's got all colors of the rainbow, but appears to be non-toxic. I mean, take it back as a memento. It's something interesting for our travel. But I say we get moving.
Yeah, we might be able to sell it. I mean, regardless of what this guy's going to pay us, if there's some money in this dirt,
Probably that crazy TV lady might like this shit.
Yeah, maybe rub it all over her fat ass.
By the way, the little spot on the ground where you dug out the dirt seems to have healed itself, and grass has grown over it.
What?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I look at that
Definitely
and
snapping some
I
pictures
haven't
of
seen
that.
that ship before. It's like a self-healing planet.
All
Someone's
right.
dreaming some wild shit.
Yeah. All right.
Chip
Well,
probably will have had his phone out taking pictures of the whole process. So he'll
You're
definitely
not
be
doing
on the
selfies
ground
with
snapping a couple of that.
All right.
All right.
I
We
got-
move
you
out.
got-
I tell Ben. I said, Fitch, get in the back. Chip in the middle. Don't touch anything. Don't do anything. Just follow. And I don't even wait for acknowledgement. I just start moving out.
I suggest I'm going to call up to Nash. I suggest we head towards that administrative building and then kind of give a glance over at the library, but keep low.
That's the plan. We'll
All
skirt
right.
the perimeter, come in from the north.
We're moving around the north side of the library.
Yes.
Correct. Yep.
Okay, and Nash, you're on point?
Yes.
Okay, give me a brains roll, please.
Alrighty, I can do that.
Bring it up.
Well, I hope I can do that anyway. 4. I have survival first. I don't know that is actually pertinent in this situation, but
Well, it might have been if we were still in the forest, but we're coming out of that area,
all right.
walking back onto the campus. You notice some movement inside the library. You can't tell whether it looks like maybe somebody's moving bookshelves around because you see large rectangular shapes moving past the windows inside.
All right. So I do military hand stop, fist up, back to them.
All right.
I'm assuming there's a
Chip will keep
communicator.
walking.
I don't even turn to acknowledge. I just hold a hand up. I'm assuming there's a communicator in the suit. So
Yeah.
I say to Fitch, I'm like, movement in the library, appear to be possibly moving bookcases around. Stay low. Don't try to draw too much attention. We will skirt and come around northwest, kind of like where that. I don't know if that's a patio on the back end there or whatever that.
The pavilion.
Okay.
Yeah. So on that administration building, sort of the back end of that. I want to kind of come in from that way.
Okay, let me give you a quick rundown on your suit's capabilities.
Okay.
Aside from protecting you from radiation and the dangers of SlipSpace, it has servos allowing you to augment your strength for exerting yourself. It has jump jets for brief addition to running, jumping, climbing maneuvers. It does have an armor bonus because it's made of a nano mesh, so it gives you a +1 armor bonus. It has an automated repair system. It's not the greatest, but it can heal a point of damage. It has a medical administration system. Again, not the greatest, but it can heal 1 point of grace, health, or might damage per hour. And it also has the internal radio. You can communicate up to 100 kilometers. Also has an external speaker that you can broadcast up to 75 decibels.
Oh, we can play some jazz.
Yeah.
I feel like the tanks coming in on with what do you call it? Kelly's Heroes, and they're coming into the German outpost, blaring the music.
As you guys move toward the library, how far from the building are you?
I'm as far back, like maybe to the point. I don't know how far the woods extend down, but I would like skirt the tree line initially to get us farther around to that northwestern part where I want to come into the other admin building from.
Okay.
Like I wouldn't just like cruise across open field in front of the windows. I would try to maintain that tree line for as far as we could, and if we could not, then just keep low, like at a low crouch and like run, like that,
We should just walk around here like we own the place.
Yeah, and we got Nash out in front. So Nash, as you pass the northern center part of the library, the big double doors on the north side of the library open up, and you see 3 rectangles. They're about the size of like a medium-sized bookshelf, like maybe 6 feet high, 2 feet wide. You can't tell how deep they are because they're turned to face you. they're actually moving out the door.
I throw myself flat into the grass.
We follow suit.
Everybody throws themselves into the grass. These big rectangles, turns out they're only a couple feet deep. They're not bookshelves at all. I'm just going to call them rectangle people. They have stumpy little legs. You don't see any arms. You don't see any real faces, although the upper half is sort of, there's a square at the top of the rectangle with some lines on it. So not a screen. It's actually kind of a face. There's 3 rectangle people coming out the door.
That's wild.
They're not walking all the way up toward you, but they're coming out to look at you. And they sort of turn toward each other very stiffly. They're conferring among themselves.
Yeah, shitballs.
Fuck, I think they saw us.
They definitely saw you.
Chip will probably have his head like lifted off the ground to look back at them.
Chip,
probably snap a couple of pictures.
Chip, I think this is where you need to get your acting skills together and get us out of this shit.
Yeah, absolutely. I got this.
You gotta prove yourself. We'll cover you.
Are you sure?
Well, they're looking at us. I mean, we might as well do something. I mean, fuck.
All right, I'm gonna stay here. I've got eyes on them.
All right. I mean, it was my idea. I don't want to leave them hanging in the wind, so I'll go up with them. Keep us covered there, Nash. Keep your safety off, if you know what I'm saying.
Like I said, I got eyes on them.
All right. I'm gonna take my the mask part of my suit off and then chomp on the cigar.
Okay, as you guys approach the rectangle people, they stop and they all turn directly toward you. The sky suddenly turns dark indigo, and there's a bunch of colored lights, and it looks like stars in the sky, but they're all different colors. Kind of like, I don't know, a Christmas lights kind of.
Whoa! Look at this shit. This is nice. I like it. You guys doing this?
Okay, the rectangles stop. They see you. They're standing in a row, and they all begin sort of swaying left to right, while facing you. You don't know what the fuck that means.
That's some crazy shit, man.
Chip will store his cigar away in a pocket and take his glasses off and hang them on the breast pocket of his jumpsuit. I'm sure he picked out somewhere. And kind of raise both hands as a sign of peace.
And sway.
Clear his throat and say, "Hello, fellow members of academia. Me and my colleagues here are interested in studying in your fine establishment. I was wondering if you could point us in the direction of the technology department."
Well done. Well done.
Well done. Okay, give me a charm roll, and I guess add your fast talk.
All right.
Perfect.
Let's see. 5 of those. A roll. Ooh, all right. I got a 6 and then +1, 7.
Nice.
Nice.
Okay, the one in the center comes forward. The little top square part, it forms what looks almost like a human face. And the voice comes out. It says, "Greetings. We are the distributors of knowledge." And then it opens up like a book. And you actually see words on the pages inside, and then it slaps itself shut again.
Nice. What is that? What's that all about?
It means everybody make a psyche roll.
Oh, shit.
Me included?
Well, if you saw this, yeah.
Okay.
Oh. 6 for Ben.
5.
Does it make me the psyche roll?
6.
All right, so nobody's losing their cookies about this, but it is admittedly weird.
Yeah.
They're like bookshelves. They're like actually literally books, and then they also have human faces and they can talk.
You guys are pretty wild. I like it.
It's a bunch of little Christmas lights start twinkling up in the sky.
Huh. Someone's watching us.
It's brilliant.
Literally.
I'm assuming I can hear what's going on through the comm since he's got his helmet off. It's just kind of like laying back so the receiver could pick it up. I'm assuming.
I'm sorry. Say that again.
So Fitch took his not helmet, but his the head portion of the suit off. So I'm assuming his mic is laying open so that I can hear what they're saying.
Oh, you've taken you opened your visor.
Yeah, Fitch did.
Okay.
I mean, if not, that's fine. It doesn't.
Okay. When Fitch opens his visor, now you see the three rectangle people. They were all focused on Chip, and it seems like they had a positive response to his fast talk. But when Fitch opens his visor, they suddenly pivot toward Fitch. The sky turns black, and the lilac smell suddenly turns a little bit acrid. And the faces on the rectangle people scowl at you. Fitch, they don't like you.
We don't know him.
Ben,
yeah.
Did you just fart? I don't think they liked it.
Whoever smelt it dealt it. God.
One of the rectangle people turns back to Chip and says, "Watch that one."
Yes. I'm watching him very carefully. Yes. Look, I've taken a ton of pictures, and I'll take my phone out and I'll just start scrolling through my gallery.
Okay, yeah, they really don't like Ben. They say he's a bad influence.
That's right.
I would like to make a stealth roll to change my position because I am unsure as to whether or not they actually saw me.
Okay.
That'll be 2 for Grace.
Yeah, that'll be a Grace roll.
So I rolled a 4 plus 1 is 5.
No problem.
All right, so I kind of like army crawl style. I've got the rifle across my arms, and I just kind of like shift maybe about 50 yards over from where my previous position was. Try to get a better beat on them, but also to kind of just, if they had seen me, I'm not going to be where they thought I was.
Are you moving any closer to them or just laterally?
Laterally, but forward. So I'll be moving closer to that other admin building. So, kind of diagonally. So sort of forward, but away. If that makes sense.
Forward, but away.
So, right. So, look, so we're here, right? So I'm moving that way as opposed to this way or just left to right. You're moving 45 degrees from my previous position. So forward, but at an angle.
Okay. Well, they don't notice you do it. I just want to know where you are.
Yep.
Okay. Well, they're turning back and forth from Chip to Ben, and it looks like they're waiting for some sort of acknowledgement from Chip.
I shall definitely keep my eye on him. He is a wily one, that Ben, for sure.
The center one says to you, Chip, if you seek knowledge, you will find it here. But that one is not seeking knowledge.
Yeah. Oh no, he is
and
he is a bad influence. He shouldn't come around here.
You sound like my mother. Fuck.
Oh no, he is simply here to escort me. I am the one seeking the knowledge.
You will need to check in, and it sort of bends like a noodle to its left, which is, you understand, is pointing toward that administration building. It's telling you need to go to the administration building.
Cool.
It's like, thank you very much, kind sir. I look forward greatly to enjoying your fine establishment and all of your
But they wiggle a little bit when you say "sir," and they flutter their pages. They open up and flutter their pages, and the one on the side says, "We have no gender."
Oh, of course, I did not mean to offend.
Oh, for Christ's sake!
No, come along, Ben. We must check in. Again,
right.
Thank you very much for all of your assistance.
They watch you warily as you go past. It seems that they're most warily watching Ben.
I'm just gonna puff my cigar and blow smoke at them. Later, jackasses.
You actually say that?
No, not really. Actually, you know what? I do. Okay.
I think you would.
Ben would totally say that.
Okay, they begin moving toward Ben very, very quickly, and they begin opening and slamming shut their pages. This looks pretty threatening. I want you to make a grace roll for me.
All right. I got 4. Total. The high one is 5.
Ben, one of them is right on top of you. It's going to attack. It spreads its pages now. As it opens up, it changes. They seem to be like 2 feet wide and 2 feet deep. But when they open up like books, they're much bigger. And what it's attempting to do is slam you shut in between 2 of these pages.
Oh shit!
The pages are slamming shut to the left and right of you. You just managed to jump back as they go boom, and a big rush of air, which smells. The air smells really bad right now. And it sort of blows past you, almost knocks you down. And one of them says, "Where's Jack? Keep away from Jack."
I'm drawing a bead on the one that was charging at him. I don't know if I can hear them from where I'm at, but I have a shot lined up.
Yeah, you may not be able to hear every word, but you can tell that it suddenly turned hostile, and you saw what happened.
Yeah. I have. So I know he's got his helmet off, and I don't know if they can understand, but I say I try to code it. I don't want to say I have a shot lined up. I was like the tree is in the stand.
The stand is ready to be shot. Now, when I narrowly missed this, I dodged back on my feet. Very quickly, do I get the sense that it's going to continue charging me, or that was it?
It looks like it wants you to just stay away.
All right, whoa.
Took a few steps back, and it did not persist.
Sticks and stones.
My finger gently eases off the trigger.
Yeah, hold up on that. It gave me a warning. I'm all right with that for now. But it tries it again, it's going to get a punch in the throat.
Chip, what are you doing?
I probably backed off quite a bit. Taken aback by the situation currently. He's not an aggressive man by any means, and he's not going to punch a bookcase. So,
okay. So as long as Ben doesn't come any closer, it keeps his distance. They're not moving any closer to you.
All right.
Once again, they turn back toward Chip, and they lean all in unison, pointing toward the administration building.
Thank you. With a kind of like half bow, arms awkwardly out to the side.
Now what?
Now, very quickly turn and just kind of sprint walking towards where I think that Nash used to be.
If you're moving like back out towards the field, I'm in, in Ben's mic, and I'm like, go to the admin, go to the admin, go to the admin.
Chip, get your ass to head towards the admin building. Nash will follow.
All right, as you start walking westward, they pivot to watch you go, and then when it's clear that you're moving away, they turn and go back into the library.
All right.
I wait for them to go back in. I wait about another 2 minutes after that, and then I get up low crouch and run to the back of that building so that it's away from the library.
Yeah, we'll follow.
Yeah.
Yeah, follow.
By the way, the air is starting to smell nice again, and the sky is starting to lighten again.
That's a good sign.
So we got away from Fitch's fart. Got it.
All right.
I still say it was.
So now what? Are we all just going to the admin building?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
I will, if there's no movement like around the outside, like I'll come up to the building, up, like, back to the wall, gun at the ready. I'll wait for them to come around and be like, if they want us to go in here, this might not be the place. Did you guys notice anything else while you were out there? Like my visibility was limited, laying in the grass. Did you see anything else?
Other than the buildings, which look like dormitories, and a small amphitheater, and some, apparently, according to Chip, there's some weird movement in the flowers, some sentient flowers doing some sort of fucking dance and shit. The only two buildings that look official are this library and this building we're heading towards. And if you think about it, an IT department, you would assume would be housed in an administrative building. I mean, I'm just throwing it out there. I mean, hey, what do I know? But that's it.
All right, look, you go in, put your suit hat back on.
Yeah.
You let me know if it's clear. I will wait out here for now.
All right. Just keep an eye on me.
So who's going in?
I will head in towards the administrative building, followed closely by Chip. He's a fast talker. He's face, as it were. So.
And Nash, you're staying outside and keeping watch?
Yes.
Okay. As Ben and Chip approach the admin building, you see the main doors that you can go in from this side, or there's also a big gate on the pavilion side. You can go in either way. And Nash, you still have your suit on, right?
Yes, correct.
Is your visor down or up?
Does it help or impede vision to have the visor down in this scenario?
Doesn't impede vision at all, but it would impede your sense of smell.
It would probably. I mean, if I have it on, it's like an concern about atmospheric things, so it's probably down. And then if it's got the heads up, that's just an added bonus.
Yeah. Okay. So the sky gradually lightens, and it turns that sort of pretty pink orange color again. There's a slight breeze that's coming from the west, and it brings that sort of lilac scent. Now Nash can't smell it, but the other two can. So it seems like the whole environment has relaxed a little bit.
Wow. It's the environment is reacted to any kind of stress upon it. That's interesting. Duly noted. We're gonna head up. Chip, we may need your not inconsiderable acting skills. You're proving yourself rather worthy. Well done, lad.
Hey, thanks.
You're making a name for yourself, at least here in this dream world. So, having said that, you want to be on your guard as far as fast talking our way through here and making some shit up while we're here, because I guarantee you, once we get in this building, someone's going to fucking get up in our shit.
All right, gotcha. All right, I know.
All right, good. All right, so just run some scenarios in your head. Yeah, run some scenarios in your head and like what to say and what you would do.
All right.
If we get accosted.
All right, so, I think I can do that.
Excellent. Good job, kid. All right, so there's a main entrance under the pavilion and another one.
Around the back there's a gate. Yeah.
All right, let's go around the back to the gate and see if we can see any movement inside, and maybe see if there's any sort of equipment that looks computer-like.
Okay, that pavilion is full of trees and little branching paths and pools. Seems like a garden courtyard. It's all very quaint and old-fashioned looking.
All right,
like colonial.
Interesting. I guess we'll make our way up to. Is there? I'm assuming there's a path through all these trees and whatnot.
Yep.
All right. We'll head up to the entrance.
Okay. As you're walking toward the entrance, you get the feeling you're being watched. There's a sound rustling in the bushes, but when you turn, you don't see anything.
All right. Well, I suggest we act like we own this place and walk up like we belong here, because stealth right now doesn't make any sense. They already know we're here. So.
As you enter the admin building, you see 3 hallways, one going north, one going south, and one going down the center of the building to the east. Lots and lots of doors on all these hallways. Some of these doors are open. They look like little office rooms and conference rooms. And you hear what sounds like people talking in some of these rooms, off in the distance. You can't hear what they're saying.
Is there any signage up anywhere?
Oh yeah, there's signage all over the place. It all looks very official. It kind of makes no sense though. It's like, record storage, administration, verification, registry, storage. There's one that says data retrieval.
Aha. Should we head towards data retrieval? That's the only thing that really makes sense in this building thus far.
Oh, I thought we were going to check in. Both guys told us that we should check in. The admin building is all. But I mean, you do.
There's the one that says registration.
I mean, whatever you. I mean, yeah. You're right. You're right. We should probably just. It's the mission. Let's get in and out.
We should just blow this pop stand up. No, man. Hey, I'll admit to information that they may not be firsthand. I mean, hey, if you said you were register, why don't you register? I'll wait at your side quietly, which I don't normally do, but we'll go ahead and do that, and we'll see what our reception is, and if it's something that's stress-free and easy, and they're not going to give us any shit, and we get free run of the place, then we're okay.
Yeah. All right,
then if not, then I can say I told you so. But if not, then let's go ahead and register up there.
Jack's eye is twitching.
So we're going to the
I know you, Jack. I know you hear all this shit. You should probably get closer to the building.
He's literally up on the building outside.
All right, just be ready. And just to give you some warning, I heard some weird ass rustling in those bushes up by the pathway to the entrance. So just be careful.
Understood.
Did you guys say you're going to the registration room?
Yeah.
Is there like an old hotel bell or some shit? Like ding.
Yeah. If you go to the registration room, there is in fact there's a big desk. There's a couple benches to sit on, and there's a bell across this desk.
Ding.
And when you ding the bell, up from behind one of the desks, so on the other side you see like a dozen large administrative desks. Up pops this large square, hairy guy.
Holy shit!
He looks vaguely human, but sort of like a big rectangular caveman covered in hair.
This fucking Sasquatch.
He pops up and he starts spewing a string of bureaucratic jargon at you that you almost can't catch, but it's something about registration, administration, approval, identification, verification, records, and permanent records.
Yeah.
We're here to register, to check in. We ran into some bookshelves outside, and they told us to come in here and check in.
Another one pops up right in front of you, Chip, like just on the other side of the counter. You don't know where he was hiding. Boom! He just like suddenly grows. Now, these guys are like 6 feet tall, squared off like hairy rectangles. And they're all wearing.
Reminds me of the
they're all wearing
guy from
ties.
Looney
Like the
Tunes.
only clothing they have on is a tie, a necktie.
Jesus.
He starts spewing jargon at you. Registration information, verification, identification. We'll need your scan here. We'll need your signature here. And he starts producing sheaves of paper like out of nowhere and shoving them into your hands, Chip. He's pointing at where he needs you to sign these documents.
All right, let's just sign it.
Okay. Yeah. Do you have a pen or something I could borrow?
He produces a pen.
All right. Oh, okay. Oh, thanks. All right.
Sign here. Sign here. Sign here.
Yep. Got it.
Your
Okay.
registration, your identification. And
yeah.
and then he holds up a little device and he scans you from head to toe.
Yeah, shit
Ooh.
balls.
It's tingly.
Completed with Chip, and Chip is like busily signing the documents. Another one pops up in front of Ben. He starts repeating the same string of information and shoving papers at you.
All right. I grab it. You got another pen?
Boom, pen.
Oh, okay.
All right, sign that shit. Jesus Christ.
All right, as soon as you guys have signed the last piece of paper, the room you're in disappears and it becomes a maze of hallways. And the hallways are all lined with doors, and there's talk coming from all of the doors. You're suddenly in the midst of an intense bureaucratic beehive of activity.
What?
The whole scene is suddenly changed.
All right. I'm a little concerned, but I try to raise Nash on the comm.
Let's get psyche rolls from the two guys inside the building.
All right. 5.
Oh, 3.
Was that Chip with the 3?
Yeah, Chip got a 3.
Okay, Chip, when the room changes, that freaks you out. This kind of reminds you of a dream you've had ever since you were a kid, where you got separated from your mom and dad at some sort of conference or something, or maybe a hotel. And you're wandering through these hallways, and it just seems like they keep branching and branching and branching, and you couldn't find your mom, you couldn't find your dad, and you started crying. And you remember that, and you flash back to that, you start crying.
Yeah.
Now you're frozen in place again, and you're a little kid again, and the halls are so big, and you're so lost, and you feel hopeless, and you just fucking start bawling.
Mommy!
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Mommy!
I put a comforting hand on his shoulder. I'm like, it's Ben. I want you to breathe again. You're here. You're solid. You're fine.
Are you
Probably
my
having
mommy?
No, I'm your dad. You're probably having some kind of flashback. You can calm down, breathe with me. So, what's your name?
It's Chip.
How many fingers am
You
I
know
holding
what
up?
mommy
He
is?
probably
How many
says
fingers am I holding
Charlie,
up?
or whatever they called him when he was a kid. And now I'm going to tell you, okay, so Chip, Charlie, you're in a state of shock right now. Your mind is snapped, and
God,
you're about to do something very illogical. Do you know what that is, or do you want me to roll it?
No, go ahead. I love
Am I
surprises.
hearing any of this?
Yeah. Can I raise Nash on the comm?
If you have your mic open, he can hear this whole thing.
Chip's going bye-bye. You want to get in here?
Okay, Chip, you pee your pants,
Right on.
and then you start crying even harder, and you throw yourself on the floor and start kicking and screaming. You're having a tantrum from fear.
What the fuck? Well, that's exactly what I was going to do next.
Like inside your head, Chip, it's like everything you know about your adult life has just completely fallen away. You've flashed completely. You're a little kid. You're totally helpless. You're as scared as you've ever been.
All right.
What's going on in there? I need a sit rep.
He's fucking crying and shit. We had all sorts of like weirdness going on. We got all these ridiculous hallways. We had to sign some goddamn paperwork. Just get the hell in here.
What did you plug in the fucking thumb drive and go? There's no
place to plug it in, you dick. Get in here. All right, I lean down and I smack Chip in the face. Charles.
Ooh. All right. Chip, give me a psyche roll.
All right.
God damn it.
Ooh, 6.
Nice.
That is very nice. Okay, you tell me how you handle it. You pull yourself back together.
All right. So he's now probably with the sting of the smack in his face. It kind of probably
upside the head.
It probably when you hit him in the head, it also smacks his forehead against the ground, and the pain kind of reverberates all through his head, and that twinge of reality brings him back a little bit, and then now he realizes that his crotch and his leg is totally soaked, and the moisture and heat from that all just kind of brings him back in. Then he starts to hear the buzz of the sounds and the people talking all around, and realizes the situation that he's in again, and that he's back into adult reality.
Kid, you pissed your pants.
And that his mom actually died 7 years ago. He's probably still crying.
That's all true, and sorry about your mom, dude.
He's probably still crying.
Nash outside is, kind of waiting to see what the resolution is going to be. His mind starts to drift a little bit. He starts to flash back to the mission that went wrong, that got him his promotion already anyway. So like he's outside. He's already tense. He's waiting. He's allowing them to do their thing. He's on Overwatch. Things start to go bad. He starts to get twitchy. He starts to get a little bit of a shake. Starts to have a bad flashback on all the screaming and the running and the blood and everything from before.
Jesus.
You can lose Ash,
shit's getting real.
You hear a little female voice that says, "You'll be fine, Jack. You can do this."
So wherever he perceives the sound to come from, he snaps around
below your feet.
So I'm gonna say that. Okay, so he pulls a weapon up like forward, assuming it's in front of him, and nobody's there.
Well, actually, there's a little flower there. It's walking on its roots, and it's looking up at you, and it has a happy little female-looking face. It's like a Disney cartoon, right?
What the fuck?
Fucking Alice in Wonderland.
It's a smiling little flower, and it chips its head, and it says, "You can do this, Jack. You're gonna be fine."
Step on that shit.
So the rifle dips a little bit, and then it dips a little bit more as he turns and points the rifle at the flower.
Jesus.
And he's like, he takes a steadying breath, and he's like, "Who are you? What are you?"
As soon as you point the rifle at it, its eyes get big, its petals open up in the center, it reveals sharp, jagged teeth, and it begins to grow. And now it's 3 feet tall. Now it's 4 feet tall. Right. Now it's 5. Tell me when you do something.
He lowers the rifle. So it shows its teeth, and he's like, "All right." And the finger starts to squeeze, and then it starts to get bigger, and he, brings it down a little bit because he saw what happened with the other things, figuring, all right, if I diffuse, then maybe it'll revert, So he kind of brings it down and like puts it to the side a little bit.
Okay, when you put it to the side, the mouth closes, the flower becomes small again. And it's looking at you with sort of a slight smile, and it says, "I care for you, Jack, but do that again and I'll destroy you."
What the fuck?
He just like mouth agape a little bit, like.
Yeah, I need a psyche roll from you.
Yeah, he's trying to take his point. He's like,
Yes, where are you?
Fuck, I rolled snake eyes.
Oh,
God damn.
Okay.
Nash, where are you?
You're losing your cookies, Nash. Do you know what you're going to do, or you want me to roll it?
I'm kind of thinking because he was already flashing back, like maybe it like reverts to that. Like he thinks he's like cracking up now. Like it was bad before the blood and the whatever, and like this thing is starting to talk to him, and he thinks he's just like completely like losing his nerve now.
Oh yeah, you're starting to feel like I'm a total failure. Yeah. I'm a total failure. Okay, so just a moment. Wow, Nash, it all comes crashing down on you now. You know that there's nothing you can do. You've separated yourself from the other two guys. You knew there's something going on in there that you failed to protect Chip, and you failed to understand what's going on here. And you honestly believe that this little flower can in fact destroy you. You feel small and helpless and confused, and everything that's ever gone wrong is totally your fault. And you lose 1 point of psyche.
Okay.
Now, that's what that second column there is for. Current psyche goes down 1 point.
Yep.
You are racked with depression and self-loathing.
So he just like he just visibly sags. The gun like falls from his hand and clatters to the ground next to him.
You want to drink more than anything ever.
Right, sure. And I don't bring anything on mission because, like I said, he's on point when he's on, and he kind of stands there for a minute and then just kind of like sinks to his knees, head in his hands. And
this is all your fault. We're all gonna die. I failed to protect the other guys. It's all my fault. That's what you feel.
Yep, he's totally in on himself.
Jack.
Let's cut back to the other two guys.
All right, Nash, where are you?
Nothing. You get nothing.
Nash, if you can hear this, we're okay. I got the situation under control, sort of. And I need you, buddy. Come on. Team, you know you got this. Whatever's happening here, it's all in our heads. All of it. All of it. This environment's reacting to us and our I think our personality, something's going on. It just laid Chip low, and then I got him out of it. And something's going on with you. I know it because you're not responding. And I know how you get. I know the morose, someone shitting your cornflakes feeling that you get. You're good. I want you to power through it. You remember all the missions we've been on? Everything we've done? You want you to think of those. Think all those missions and get your ass up. Grab your rifle and get in here. Whatever's out there that's got you, fucking ignore it and get in here. I need you. You got this.
Nash, what's your psyche now?
1.
All right, I need you to roll that sucker, and you really want to roll a 6.
All righty. Well, here's hoping. Well, I'll use my easy roller serpent's blood metal dice.
I'm crossing everything for you.
Didn't do it for me.
Okay. The best you can manage is you mumble over your comm. So Ben, you hear Nash say something about it's all my fault. Everybody's dead. Everything's going wrong. It's all my fault. I should just fucking end myself.
All right. Now I hear that, and I'm like, I laugh a little bit. I'm like, look, Jack. Listen to me now. It's not anyone's fault. So you can't lay this on yourself. You can, but you'd be wrong. And I know how you hate to be wrong. So get up. I want you to do one thing at a time. And then we're going to work through this. Get on your feet. Wherever you're at, get on your feet. I know you're sitting down somewhere feeling sorry for yourself. Get on your feet.
Chip, what are you doing?
Probably trying to. I probably have like a towel or something that I got from my pack. I'm trying to like dab my crotch off.
I'm gonna very quickly.
And then once that's done, I'm gonna be take my take my phone out and flip it into selfie mode and start doing a very deep introspective talk about what I just experienced.
All right. You know what?
The talking head in the closet in the reality show.
Exactly.
God damn it.
What
Chip.
I didn't know at the time was
Chip. Stop that! I'd knock it out of his hand, Ghostbuster style.
Oh, but I need that.
I know he's recording for his vlog.
This is character motivation.
All right, take this thumb drive and find the. You know how to use a computer?
Oh yeah.
Find the mainframe and download that shit that we need to download. We need. I gotta get Nash off his ass and in here.
All right, you got it.
Good. You need a mission. You need to focus on that. You can do the vlog. You can take the video camera with you, but don't focus on that. Focus on the mission.
Do you know where
everything else is ancillary? You see any talking books and flowers and shit? Just ignore that.
All right. Focus.
All right.
That's
right. Do it.
Got it.
Do it, Doug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, hold my hand out for like a fist bump.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right on.
That hurt.
Okay, so you do remember the general direction where it said data retrieval.
Okay.
So I guess you're heading in that direction now?
I will try to head in that general direction.
And Ben, what? You're going outside?
I'm gonna go out and see if I can go back out and find Nash and get him on his ass so we can provide cover on the way out, because I have a feeling that this is going to be real quick and we're going to have to get Chip out of there quickly and provide cover.
Are you going out the east side of the building, which is closer to Nash, or the west side, which is the courtyard you came in?
Whatever's closest to what I think is closest to Nash.
Okay, so that means you're going down the center hallway that when you first came in, it was the one that led to registration. But now it's just this crazy branching. You try to stay as much to the center as you can, because you remember the door was in the center of the building.
Correct.
As you progress down the hallway, the voices from the side rooms are getting louder and louder, but every time you look in a door or a window, you don't see anyone.
That's fucking weird.
You
I'm gonna ignore that.
You eventually get to the end of the building. You see a big double doors leading out to the open area.
Do the doors have like windows in them, like little slit windows?
Yes.
All right. I look out before I open the door. Do I see Nash?
Give me a brains roll.
All right. Brains is 3. High is 5. Oh no, it's 6. 5, 6, and 3.
Yeah, you see him. He's on the ground. He's crouched and holding himself and rocking back and forth.
And you just hear, I couldn't help them. I couldn't save them, but they made it sound like it wasn't my fault, but it was my fault because I was there, but I didn't do it. The blood.
I blast. Jesus Christ! I blast the door open. And I look down at this pile of self-pity, and I have my hands on my hips. I'm like, Jack!
I can't. It's not. No, it's not. I didn't.
Okay, just a moment. Ben, as soon as you step out of the building, the sky turns dark again, and it starts sort of flashing. Little red flashes start zooming through the sky.
All right.
It seemed to be reacting to the moment you stepped onto the grass.
Gotcha. Yeah, I look up at the sky. I give it the finger. Jack!
He looks up, but he doesn't look at you. He looks at the flower if it's still there, and it's like, can you help them? I couldn't help them, but maybe you could help. Maybe you could help me.
The flower looks up at you and it smiles with, I can only say, a look of sheer love. It reaches out with one little leaf and it strokes your leg and it says, I'll take care of you, baby. And then you hear This it sounds like the sound of a lot of plants ripping themselves free from the ground way to the south of you.
All right.
You can also give me try another psyche roll.
All right.
You want to roll 6 here?
Yeah, I would love to. 6. I rolled a 6.
Right on. You, for some reason, this flower reminds you of your girlfriend, and you get a flash of intuition at this moment. That sound you just heard is not good. Your friends are in danger. You have just pulled yourself back together.
Jack. All right. So he hears that again, and he recognizes Ben's voice, and he looks down at the flower, and it's like awkwardly caressing his leg or whatever, and he on that shit. and he kind of like he looks at it again like quizzically and stands up and sees that the rifle's on the ground and picks the rifle up, and he's like, Ben?
Yeah, I'm fine. Let's go.
We gotta get the fuck out of here. Like now, we gotta go.
Well, all right, let's go retrieve Chip. We'll get out the other entrance. Let's go.
He doesn't even look back down at the flower. He just fucking runs towards Ben.
All right, you guys embrace in a hearty, manly hug, and then head back toward the administration building.
I guess back in to go collect him. But he's balls out now. Like, kick the fucking door down. Like, run. Like, which way are we going? Like,
we're going back inside the data center. We're going to collect Chip and get the fuck out of here.
Okay. As you run back to the admin building, you see some movement off to your left. You can't help but turn and look at it because it's rather large. You see hundreds of flowers. They're coming this way fast. It's an army of little flowers.
Fuck, let's go.
Woo! Fuck you!
You run into the building. Now you're in that maze of hallways again. And you got to try to figure out where Chip is and all this. Quick camera cut back to Chip.
All right.
I need a brains roll from you.
Got it.
You got 2 brains.
Brains are 2. And, double 5s.
Nice.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you have found the data retrieval room. When you step into the room, it's like that scene in The Matrix where there's like rows and rows and rows of like shelves and all that stuff. These are computers. There's racks and racks and racks of computers. There's like wires and cables and blinking lights and computers and whirring hard disks and fucking it's like confusing. It almost seems to be moving.
So probably as soon as Fitch ran off, Chip probably pulled his phone out again, and now Blair Witch style is like filming the events that are going on.
I'd like to apologize.
Yeah. And yeah, so he'll just kind of lower the camera a little bit when he gets what?
You got to find a place where you can plug this thumb drive in.
Yeah, it's that classic scene. He will pull the thumb drive out of his pocket and he will just look at the racks of server computers, back to the thumb drive, and back to the computers. And just walk up to like the very first thing in front of him.
All right. Well, you see a USB port. Actually, it's not USB. It's whatever the hell the standard is. But
USB 5.0.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is there a screen or anything?
No. This is the server center itself. I mean, probably there's probably a terminal somewhere in this room, but you're not seeing it. You're just seeing racks and racks of drives, CPUs.
That doesn't help. I won't know what to download. I can plug this in, but
is there some maybe? No, I'm not there.
You need to find a workstation.
You like an index,
and I'll look around. Excuse me. Is there anyone that can help?
suddenly one of those big square hairy guys pops up in front of you, and he says a bunch of bureaucratic shit with a bunch of techno jargon mixed in that you don't understand. But you did hear something about security clearance and present identification.
Oh, I checked in at the front. Is that good?
It asks if you're a computer science major.
You say yes.
And I will straighten myself out and like, yes, I am in my third year of computer science. Thank you very much. I am here to study the database, and there's a new algorithm that I am here to peruse through, and there's an X misplaced that I think that I need to insert.
All right, this sounds like a fast talk, huh? Let's
could I possibly? I also have acting.
Charm and what?
I also have acting. I'm not sure if that would mean anything as well.
We could go either way. You could use fast talk or acting.
I think I'll go acting.
Okay. Give me a charm roll and add your acting bonus to the highest one.
All right. Oh, there we go. Okay, I got a 6. When you're rolling 5 dice, it's pretty easy to get 6.
Right.
And then my acting is a +2. So that's 8.
Nice.
Oh, wow. He says, right this way. It's nice to see the new generation taking interest in our data retrieval services. And he waves his hand. Suddenly, a bunch of these banks disappear, and up zooms a desk with a workstation on it. And it's right in front of you. Don't know how you missed it before.
Oh.
Nice.
No, I missed this
Get in
before.
there and appraisal that overscan.
And that's it. Yeah.
Thank you.
You feel really good right now. You just gained an experience point, but you didn't know it. But here you are. Now you can tell me what happens next.
All right. Well, so I look up at I sit down at the desk. I'm imagining that it's probably a fairly old-fashioned looking desk, but all the technology on it is brand spanking new.
You are correct, sir.
And so I kind of sit down and I wave my hand in front of everything to get it started up, and I'm like, all right, I don't know what I'm here to get. Something about yeah. Huh. Probably should have listened back. That guy was talking. What was his name again? Battery, something about that.
Yeah, it was lithium, yeah.
Yeah. It's a battery, I think. And yeah, so I'm just gonna see if I can download a bunch of stuff from them then. Yeah. All right. So I'm just gonna basically plug the thumb drive in, and I'm imagining that it's like a mini Minority Report almost, where you just kind of like pick and drop stuff. So the thumb drive icon will pop up.
Are you still filming yourself?
What was that?
Are you still filming yourself with the camera?
Yeah, I'll probably have most likely.
It's like in your head, this is like the climactic moment of like Mission Impossible or whatever.
Oh yeah. So I probably have my phone probably has like a little kickstand on the back, so I've set it up so that I can get a close up of my face, and so the icon for the thumb drive pops up, and I open up the database, and I probably just start grabbing a bunch of random files and throwing everything in,
dragging them all to the thumb drive. Yep. Okay, so Chip is dragging files to the thumb drive like it's nobody's business, and we'll cut back to the other two guys.
It's like an overhead tracking shot of us just running down the hallway, and I'm just screaming, Chip, where are you at? Where are you at? And people walk out. I just blow by and push them out of the way. We're just trucking. I'm like, which way are we going? Down the hallway? Straight? Where are we going?
The data retrieval center. Look out for that.
Where is it?
Yeah, Ben, give me a brains roll.
All right. I got a 3 for brains. So 3 for brains. I got a 5.
You remember where it is. This way.
Come here. It's over this way. Let's go.
I slow
Down
up
this hall
just
to
a
the
little
left.
bit so that he's like running next to me. So he's
Kidding.
kind of like directing.
I'm like pushing you this way, down the hall to the left. Look, right there.
All right, as we like round the hallway, I'm like clear. Like I'm just like yelling clear as we like pass rooms and shit, trying to maintain security.
The doors are starting to open. You don't see anyone, but you hear all these voices behind you. Like they hear you run by, and they're like coming to their doors to see what the commotion is. But you're running by too fast. You turn a corner. You see the door that's labeled "Data Retrieval Room." Who's in front?
I am.
Ben, you're in front?
Ben's in front, yep.
Okay, so you open the door?
Might as well. We're at a time crunch here. I'm not really thinking too much about where I'm looking. Although
okay, you see it, there it is. You run to the door, you push the door open. You see row after row after row after row of computers. You do not see Chip. There's blinking lights and wires and cables everywhere, and suddenly 3 of those big hairy guys pop up right in front of you, and they start shouting, "Intruder alert! There is a non-student in the data retrieval center. There is a non-student in the data retrieval center."
Oh, gentlemen, hold up.
I shoot before you get it out. Because I pull up right, like you come in, they pop up, I'm like right behind you. Pop, 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 pop.
Oh, okay, we're rolling it. Okay, so this is gonna be a grace roll plus your weapon skill.
Okay. Yep. So that's gonna be 2. Fuck me! I rolled snake eyes. So it's technically a 2. So they pop up, and it surprises me a little bit. So when a rifle comes up, it fucking tracks too high, and it like. There's like just a huge explosion of like electric sparks and shit like up in the ceiling, and I'm like, fuck.
They're shooting ticks.
Yeah, you gotta. We're gonna deal with your critical failure in just a second here. Now, and firing off the shot is faster than whatever Ben was gonna say. But while you're doing that, Ben, what were you saying?
I was gonna say, hold on. We're looking for one of the new students. You just let him in here.
Okay. While you're saying that, Nash is firing off. Pop, 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 pop. You totally.
God damn it!
You totally missed the dude you're shooting at. You luckily missed Ben. But you're firing into the computers, and now they're throwing sparks and shit, and a little flame breaks out. Now the place is on fire.
Oh my God. I just kind of turn. What the fuck?
We don't have time for this shit.
Well, look what you did.
The hairy guy closest to you begins growing. And now he's about 9 feet tall.
All right. Well.
Oh, and by the way, Chip, you're way, way, way at the other side of this. It's like, it sounds like it's 100 feet away, although you know that it couldn't be. You hear the distant sound of gunfire.
Oh.
Chip,
there's that classic scene where there's like a downloading bar is slowly loading.
That scene
from
come
on.
I'm like jumping in my seat.
Chip.
Okay, and then the next thing that happens is these the one guy's like he's 9 feet tall now. The other 2 are starting to grow, and the one right in front of Ben is swinging at you.
Oh shit! All right, I have some martial arts skills, so I'm gonna
square, hair-covered hand that seems to have no fingers on it. You do have 1 point of armor due to your suit. You are struck in the chest. You took 1 point of health damage.
All right.
And you fly back against the wall. You're still on your feet, though.
Whoa, what the? I'm like the wind knocked out of me. I'm trying to catch my breath.
Nash, you're up. Now the other 2 guys are starting to grow.
All right, the one that's 9 foot is currently the bigger threat and now easier to shoot. So
What did you do,
shoot him again. or attempt to shoot him again. So that'll be a 6 total. Oh, actually, no, I'm sorry. That's a 7 total. I have +2 for long guns.
You hit him. It spins him around. He's nowhere near dead yet. These guys are hardy.
Right.
He's still on his feet, but you've spun him around, and he's not going to be able to attack Ben again this round.
All right, that's fair. I'm like, get Chip. We got to get the fuck out of here.
Chip, download the plans to this place.
Chip, it's still downloading. It's still downloading, and
right.
it is Ben's turn again.
All right.
Now all 3 of these guys are 9 feet tall. The one closest to you has been spun around. He's facing the other direction.
All right. I'm going to launch a flying roundhouse kick and use the jets in my suit to propel me forward and give me some oomph.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
+1 for that.
Yep. So +1 for that, and then martial arts is +1, and I roll grace, correct?
Yes.
All right. So grace is 4 dice.
Actually, you have your choice: grace or might.
We'll definitely go with grace.
Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna kick off the jump jets, fly through the air,
Liu Kang shit.
spin around and slam it. The high one is 5, +2 is 7. I spin around and flip, kicking him right where I think his face would be. Try and knock him forward into the fire.
What was your total?
7.
All right. Yes, you hit him, and something else good happens. You tell me.
Well, when I land gracefully off onto my feet, I push him forward into the fire, so his sparks are spitting off on him. So
good.
That sort of consumes the fire on the rest of the computers, but has launched it and brought it onto himself. So this hairy 9-foot monstrosity, gossamer-looking thing is now on
he goes
fire.
up like a pile of tinder.
There you go.
You
So
just
that
killed
thing is
that
some
guy.
sort of so fuck him. So he's burning. There's smoke everywhere, starting to obscure everything. I turn to Nash and say, "Let's find Chip. Chip, where are you? Yell out! It's us."
Chip, you dimly hear that. It sounds
All
like
right.
a distant echo.
I could probably. Can I see the smoke and everything rising up too?
You're starting to smell smoke.
Oh, what did they do?
Bring your s'mores.
Download complete.
Is this how every pilot acts?
Yeah, I'm one of a kind.
Okay, Chip, the download just completed.
Oh, all right. Rip the thumb drive out of the computer, bolt out of the seat, take about 3 steps. That's right. Turn around, grab my phone, pull that back off the desk, and just start bolting it towards the bolting towards the smoke. I'm coming. I got it, guys. I'm coming.
Okay, as you start moving toward the area where you remember the door being, you're now aware that all of these banks are starting to catch on fire, one then the next, then the next. There's sparks flying to the left and the right of you. I want you to make a grace roll to get out of here without hurting yourself. It's getting hard to see. The air is full of smoke.
It's not gonna be 5.
That's good.
I have a grace 3, high 5.
Nice.
Okay, you're winding your way through these mazes of wreck. You're like jumping over some fallen computer parts. You're holding your breath, wrapping your shirt over your mouth and nose to avoid breathing the smoke. And we cut back to Ben and Nash. You see Chip coming through this cloud of smoke. You also see that the 2 other guys are now taking 1 attack on each of you. So here it comes, boys. They're now like 10 or 12 feet tall. They just keep getting bigger and bigger.
Nice.
And they lift their feet. They're going to try to kick you, stomp you.
Oh, shit.
Okay, the first one, I'm going to attack Ben first. You've got 1 point of armor from your suit. You've been hit and knocked down. You take 1 point of grace damage, Ben.
Right. Gotcha.
And the one that's attacking Nash, actually he misses. He tries to stomp on you, but you get out of his way.
All right, I juke to the left.
You're like, not this time, fucker.
Yeah.
I'm down on the ground.
Okay, Ben, you're on the ground. It's your action.
Shit. All right. I'm gonna. That seemed to be successful before, and I'll take this. This is sort of go for broke. I'm gonna launch myself at the one that just tried. I'm pissed off now. God damn it! So I'm gonna launch and try to do another spinning kick. I know I'm hurt, but I'm gonna power through with a little bit of adrenaline that's coursing through my body.
Okay, so you have one less die to roll now.
Correct. So I have three rolls for the grace, and then with the suit and the martial arts, is still a +2. Correct.
Correct.
All right, so it's 3 dice. I rolled a 6, a 2, and a 2, so it's 6 + 2, that's 8.
Yes, you hit him, and tell me what else good happened.
Oh. And in addition to powering through with the jump jets in the feet and the suit, and my adrenaline and my just pissed offedness, I spin. I come down like Wolverine style with both my feet crouched down in my hands. I plow into this piece of shit, and I domino effect him into the one next to him, into the fire behind on the smoke-filled room and computer parts that are burning. Narrowly missing Chip, but Chip gets through.
Chip, one of these big hairy guys falls down right next to you. You have to kind of swerve to avoid him. He's on fire.
Guys, I got the what did you do?
Out.
Let's get out of here.
Chip has almost reached you guys. Nash, your turn.
I will spin. So they try to stomp on me, so I kind of circle to the left. So I kind of have my back to the door and kind of have him like towards the wall because I'm moving this way, and I just fucking unload on him.
Shoot her.
Nice. I rolled a 6, so that's going to be an 8.
Beautiful. That is a yes, and you do hit him, which, again, the hit itself isn't really enough to kill him, but the and might. What else happens that's good?
So I hit him, and let's say like so the impact spins him because he wasn't expecting it or wasn't expecting such a force of blow since he's so big. Like, I don't know if they understand, like weapons as such. So it kind of staggers him.
Your suit makes you stronger than you appear.
Well, I'm shooting him though. I mean, I don't know that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it staggers him a little bit, and he stumbles and maybe like falls down and gets tangled up in like a piece of equipment.
Okay, what actually happens is he gets tangled up and then knocks over a whole rack of servers that falls over and knocks over another whole rack of servers that falls over and knocks over another rack of servers. Now the whole fucking rack is tumbling like dominoes all the way across the room. Boom, boom,
Nice.
boom, boom. The fire is spreading. You got to get out of here.
Yep.
Let's roll. Do it.
I was yelling at Chip as he came up to just keep going.
Yeah, it's Chip's turn. Chip.
All right. So Chip's running, thumb drive held over his hand, phone in his other hand, actually pointing forward as he's like trying to like track. He's like got the big guy that he just jumped over, and he's got all the fire, and he's got you two. He's like, this is so weird. And he just bolts through the door back into the hallway.
I yell, secure that shit! Secure that shit!
Put that in your pocket.
I'll stick it in my front pocket.
We now have all 3 of these guys are down.
Right.
2 of them are dead. 1 of them is tangled up in wires and burning.
Right.
And that one starts shouting, intruder alert! Intruder alert! Security!
Shoot it.
Or you just get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, we just go. I'm like, just go.
All right, let's go. Fuck them.
All right, I need grace rolls from all of you because as you run out this building, the doors are starting to open up and it's more of these big square hairy guys.
Oh shit! What do we roll?
Grace roll from everybody.
All right.
I got a 2, which is not fantastic.
I got a
Chip got a 4.
I got a 4 as well.
All right, so you guys who rolled 4, you're doing good. You're booking down there, and it was natural too.
Yeah, I'm pulling rear guard duty, so that makes sense.
Yeah, you kind of slip coming around the corner. You fall down to one knee, so now you're separated by like 10 or 20 feet behind the other guys. Starting to freak you out because with all the smoke that's rolling out in the hallway, you're afraid you might lose sight of them again.
Mm-hmm.
And the dude calling for security has apparently made it to an alarm button, as you hear an alarm go off throughout the building.
I cursed myself. I should have fucking killed him.
I need grace rolls from everybody again.
All right.
6. I got a 5.
1.
Ben that rolled 6.
Did you roll a 1?
So we kind of meet in the middle. He slows down. I speed up. We kind of meet in the middle, and I grab him like, "Come on, stop fucking around."
Okay,
go.
What did you get, Chip?
Chip got a 1.
Chip got a 1. Oh no! Let me see what happens. Okay. Chip, you drop your phone as you're turning the corner, and then you realize you need that, so you turn around and go back to get your phone.
Yeah.
No, the mission.
Now the other guys are gone. They're actually down the hallway, and they've made it to the door. They're thrown open the door, and they're running outside. But you're like 30 or 40 feet behind them because you had to turn around, run back, and pick up your phone. It looks like the glass is cracked, and but you pick it up, and then you turn around, and you see one of those hairy guys. He's right in front of you.
I'm a student. I do computer stuff.
Okay, you better talk fast here.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Went that way.
I was in the server room, and a bunch of guys came in. And they started shooting up stuff, and it caught on fire. And I saw them run down that corridor.
Here, I'll show you where they are.
Now, which way are you pointing?
In the opposite direction.
All right. This is a charm roll. Add your fast talk.
All right.
Box scores, come on.
Fast talk is a +1, and I rolled a 5. That's a 6.
Nice.
He says, "Thank you. Please return to focusing on your studies." And he goes in the direction you pointed.
Fuck yeah.
All right, so you book down. The other two guys have already made it outside, and there they've stopped because you're surrounded by an army of flowers. You're going to have to, there's like, I don't know, a few hundred of these flowers, and they've surrounded the door, and they're making like a carpet of flowers for like, 30, 40 feet. You're going to have to run through 30 or 40 feet of these little flowers. Now, Nash, you know that these flowers don't necessarily stay little.
Yeah. So he busts out the door, and we're just kind of standing there, kind of like this Mexican standoff kind of thing. And I'm like, we got this. I grabbed Chip like around the waist, and I'm like, let's go, buddy. And I fucking hit the jets and those 30 feet with the jump jets.
Yeah. Give me a grace roll. Add 1 for your jump jet.
There you go.
Nice 7.
Oh,
there you go.
Okay, that's a yes and. Tell me what happens that's so fucking cinematic.
So I grab him around the waist. I give him the wink. I'm like, let's go, buddy. I fucking grab him, hit the jets, and I'm assuming like, flame or like plasma shit comes out of the bottom. So as I jump, I kind of angle it, and it just like burns a huge swath of the flowers.
Nice.
And we land like, I don't know, 50, 60 feet away, or whatever the jump capacity is away. And I'm like, let's go, Ben. Stop fucking around.
That's beautiful. And just at the moment you guys have cleared that, there's a little burnt swath of flowers behind you. Chip is now making it to the door.
Oh, I thought he was there. I was going to grab him. I
I
wanted
thought
to
it was Ben that you grabbed.
No, Chip. I thought he came out.
No. Chip is way behind you guys. He had to pick up his phone.
I would wait for him to come out to have done that, because that's what I was narrating. Like, oh, he comes out the door and we're standing there waiting, and I grab him and
All right, then I'm going to have to retcon just a little bit.
Okay.
You guys stand there. We take one full round with you guys standing there. You look at this army of flowers. You turn to look at each other. You look back at the army of flowers. And now, Nash,
yep.
I'm going to need a psyche roll from you, because all of the flowers have Susie's face.
Oh, fuck. And I don't get that other one back, right? Like, I'm
temporarily fewer dice.
Yeah. Okay.
You better make this there, buddy.
I rolled a 3. I didn't get it.
No, you didn't get it, and you're you don't want to hurt these flowers. You want to show mercy. This is your girlfriend.
Mm-hmm. And so I'm standing there, and Ben's chomping at the bit. I'm like, and I just like stop and freeze, and I'm like, Susie?
That's not Susie. They're flowers, and they grow tall, and they hurt us.
No, it's Susie. They're all Susie.
Why? Well, first of all, that's mathematically impossible, and I slap them. They can't all be Susie. Maybe one I would agree with you, but guess what? There's thousands of Susies here. That ain't possible, man. It ain't possible. Game over, man. Game over.
And the little flowers begin growing.
See?
And now Chip has made it out the door.
All right.
Chip will burst through the door and like stop as soon as he sees you guys, and like hands on his knees. Oh, God, that was awesome. And he's like raising his hand up for a high five. And he opens up his eyes and is like, hey, who's that? It's kind of cute.
Yeah, you're looking at hundreds of little flowers with a female face, and they're all starting to grow. Now they're like 2 feet tall, and they're getting bigger.
All right, we got to try to see if we can't jump over these motherfuckers to grab arms together. We'll fire off jump jets with Chip in the middle and fire over these. This way, we don't hurt your precious Susie.
I don't. Can I do that? Because I think I'm zoned, right? Like I'm not. I'm not with it. I failed the roll, so
yeah, you failed the roll. Well, here's the effect though is empathy. So it's not like you've lost your will to live or escape, but you want to not harm them.
Okay.
We'll do our best not to harm these little fucks.
All right. I'm like, yeah, just make sure you angle the jets away, and we don't want to burn them. I mean, you don't want to hurt Susie. I mean, Susie, I know I'm not always good to her, but. I don't want to hurt. I don't try to hurt her. It's just there's so many things that have happened, and
you're breaking my heart here. Let's go. Grab him. All right, let's Chip in the middle. You on each side. We're gonna jump over these things. We won't hurt them, and we're not gonna look back when we land. They'll be okay. And we got to get to the ship. Now, I have a quick question in regard to our ship. Is there any way to autopilot that and get it closer to us now?
Yeah, it's within 100 kilometers. All you got to do is call Tyro.
All right, Tyro, heads up, wake up. We're kicking ass here. We're kicking ass here, but we need you home in on my signal and fly in and land within 20 feet of this flower field where I'm currently enmeshed in.
Evac procedure activated. You hear the engines were up.
Nice. Well done. Get you an oil can.
Nash, is that like your wife
now,
or
as
something?
you jump over the flowers, we're going to need you guys to roll this. It's a grace roll for both of you. You get a +1 from the jump jet.
All right. Before we do that, what were you going to say, Jesse?
I was just going to, I turned to Nash, kind of not even turning him, still staring at the flowers. And I go, hey, Nash, is that like your wife or something?
Oh, it's Susie. It's
Chip, just come on.
We've got to go. We've got to go.
All right, here we go.
My phone and I'm like, click, click, click. Click,
Put your arms around us.
Click back at the
Come on,
flowers.
fire off this jump jet. Stop taking pictures of the flowers. This is not the flower show.
I got a 3.
All right, I got a 6, and a 3. So I've got my total is 7.
Okay, that is a yes and for Ben, and I'm pretty sure what you're going to use the and for, because Nash, you're not doing so good. In fact, you kind of have a half-hearted. Part of you wants to stay here and bond with these Susies.
Absolutely.
But you're not really giving it your all, and you're starting to lag, and you and Chip are sort of. And so basically, Ben has to spend his yes and just to make up for the slack.
Yeah.
So we a half-hearted attempt here.
Yeah, the jets fire, but I don't like give them full power, so it's just kind of like hovering as opposed to propelling.
Yeah, you're like lopsided as a triad. You're lopsided now, and Ben is holding most of the weight.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So as we fire off, we're sort of hovering, sort of moving, and because Nash is on my left, so we're kind of getting pulled over to the left a little bit, not quite veering out past the flowers. I take my left jump jet foot and quickly wrap it around behind me and slam his one leg to jar the jump jet and bring mine back, and then push, kind of like pushing towards on Chip and move, like pulling Chip and Nash to the right to center us out again. I'm like, wake up!
All right, you managed to clear the flowers, but your jump jets have burned quite a few of them, which is really bothering Nash. And Chip, you're being dragged along by these two guys. You're now like, at moments, 10 feet off the ground, and then hitting the ground, and then jumping up again. You're just being pulled along like a sack of potatoes. And every time some of these flowers burn, Nash, you feel pain in your heart.
Yeah, he audibly groans.
You guys clear the ring of flowers. They're now about 4 feet tall. They're starting to turn their faces toward you, and they're trying to move to get under you, but they can't move as fast as you guys with the jump jets. Oh, and off to the northeast, you see the little tyrant coming this way.
Cool. I'm waving my one free hand at Tyro.
The ship is almost directly above you. It puts on its jets and lowers itself down. I'm sure you guys keep on running to put some distance between yourselves and the flowers.
Oh yeah. Don't look back. Keep going.
As the ship lands, you hear Tyro's voice come out the speaker. It says, "Password."
Cucumber.
The door slides open. As the door is sliding open, you guys start moving toward the ramp. You hear this. It sounds a really, 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 really loud baby cry off to your right, to the south. See that little round building that's on the end of a long rectangle from that large round building? That's where it's coming from. You look over in that direction because the noise is so startling. I'm going to need a psyche roll from everybody. And Nash, yours is at a -1.
Chip got a 2.
I got a 2.
And Ben?
3 for Ben.
Okay. You're at the bottom of the ramp, and this literally stuns all you guys for one round. There is a giant baby sitting up. It looks like it's an infant, but it's sitting up. It's looking in your direction. Nash, it has your eyes and Susie's lips. I need a psyche roll.
Baby Huey.
I rolled a 1.
I'm sorry, dude.
He loses his shit. Like he stumbles. He's on his hands and knees. He's like looking at the baby. He's just like completely the gun again like clatters from off his shoulder and falls on the ground, and he's just like staring, and just just starts bawling.
Yeah. In fact, he curls up into a ball. He curls up into a fetal ball on the ground. He's rocking himself on the ground like he was before. You just lost Nash, you guys. And you're right at the bottom of the ramp, and the flowers are coming this way, and the baby stands up.
I'm gonna try to do two. As I'm gonna try to drag Nash. As I'm asking Tyro, can you fire the lasers at that fucking baby?
Oh, do you think that's a good idea in the current situation?
Yeah, Tyro actually does not have any software for manning the gun.
Okay. All right. Well, fuck that. That's what?
That's
the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
It needs a human operator.
So he's just like it's what could have been if I had been true and all those things hadn't happened. And
that's a 12-foot tall baby out in the middle of nowhere.
And then he just starts sobbing again.
Cries, Dad, Dad.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Chip probably had his camera out, his phone in video mode, and he was filming the flower. This kind of like as they were running, his hand behind him to get the flowers.
Get in the ship, God damn it!
Then it's the baby, and now he is just slow scrolled down to Nash laying on the floor, and he's like, "What have I gotten myself into?"
And now from behind you, the flowers have caught up. They're now about human size, and they start chanting in unison. Don't leave us alone.
Get in the ship.
Run.
Don't leave us alone.
All right, Chip. We have to grab this bowling fuck. We got to get Nash inside. Let's go. We can worry. We can.
We're halfway up the ramp at this point.
I'm dragging Nash,
and he's not fighting to the point where like we're scuffling, but he's resisting. He's like, no, I have to stay.
I'm pulling rank on you there, buddy.
Okay, so I need psyche rolls from everybody. For Nash, it's to try to pull your shit together again. For the other two guys, it's to avoid looking back.
6.
I got a 4.
Okay, that's good enough. Nash, what'd you get?
Ben got a 6.
Ben got a 6. All right,
yep.
Ben. Once again, you're dragging the other two. It's you pulling all the fucking weight. No. Chip, you're helping. You're moving along at a relatively normal speed. But Nash,
I'm gonna use the jump jets again.
Nash, you turn and you look back at the flowers, and they're swaying seductively, and they're making a psychic attack.
God damn it.
What's your psyche, Nash? Right now?
I rolled a 4.
Okay, what's your actual psyche stat right now?
Oh, I have 1. Because I lost 1 the first time when the flowers started talking to me, so I'm at 1. Or did I lose the other one? Could I even make the roll?
That was well. Losing your mind doesn't necessarily. If I tell you lose a point of psyche, that's a point of psyche. But losing your mind doesn't necessarily do that.
Gotcha. Okay, so before I lost a point, I had 1 die.
Sometimes the effect is you piss yourself. Sometimes the effect is you pass out. Different things.
Okay.
Yeah,
so I rolled a 4. I have 1 die.
You can't help it. You turn and you look back at the flowers, and they're swaying. So they're doing that sexy little dance that Susie did for you that one time when it was your 1-month anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God!
You're picturing Susie in that cute little nightgown, and you're picturing having sex with Susie and how nice it feels to spoon with her in bed, and you just want to stay here.
God damn it!
He starts to resist a little bit more. Like he's like no, and he's like trying to jerk his arm. It's like I have to stay with Susie. You don't understand.
Saying, remember all the good times.
Remember all the bad times, motherfucker.
Okay, so Chip and Ben, you got your shit together. But you want to drag him, literally. Let's get mic rolls from both of you guys.
Right. Yeah, Chip. I'd say Chip isn't even helping. Chip booked it up into the ship. Is already slammed himself into a chair, struggling to buckle himself in. It's just like, make it go, make it go, make it go.
Love it.
Hold on, we're coming. All right, now we're on the ramp, correct?
You're right at the bottom of the ramp.
All right, I'm gonna fire off the jet if I can one last time. I know it's low on fuel, and I kind of jerk him back. And as I do so, I tell Tyro to raise the ramp to give us some momentum, as to like a lift.
Okay, I'm going to give you your choice between Might or Grace. You can do either one.
All right, Grace, I only have 3 now.
Add 1 for the jump jet.
+1 for the jump jet, okay. I rolled a 3, a 1, and a 4, so that's a total of 5.
Oh, yeah, you just made it. You just made it. You got him up inside, and the ramp comes up and closes.
And he just wails. He's like, no!
And the doors
Tyro, get us out of here.
Tyro's voice say, evacuation procedure. You guys better get in the seats quick because he's about to lift off.
All right, I'm just kind of slapping Nash. Look, Jack, we're getting out of here. Well, you're gonna see Susie soon. What's down there is fucked up. Let's go. In your seat, soldier, now.
Psyche roll, Nash.
All right.
One.
Fuck, I failed again.
Oh, God.
Did you roll a 1?
I did. I rolled a 1.
Whoa.
You pissed yourself.
I'm sorry, Ben. He's not moving. He's frozen in place, and the ship is lifting off. So now both of you guys are knocked to the ground. Nash, you're probably actually struggling and trying to get back out the door. You want to hit that button and get back out to Susie. So I'm going to need you guys to roll might against each other.
Okay.
Right. I got 3 dice in that motherfucker.
I only have 1. I'm going to try and punch. Do I get any martial arts bonus or no?
Yeah, I'll give that to you.
Oh, I have martial arts too. So
God damn.
I rolled a 6, a 5, and a 3, so I got a 7.
Nice.
I rolled a 5 and I had a 1, so I got a 6.
Okay, well, guess who wins that? Nash actually ends up pulling Ben to the ground with him, but neither one of you has neither one of you manages to do what they were trying to do. Ben, you were trying to pull him up to a jump seat. Nash, you were trying to pull him away so you could open the door. Neither one of you succeeds in doing that. Instead, the ship takes off. You're both thrown across the compartment and end up like upside down on the side wall as the ship is hard bank and up into the atmosphere.
Nice.
Oh, and out the window, you see this giant baby walking toward you, stretching out its arms and going, Dad.
Well, if we're bouncing around, I guess we probably don't see it.
Yeah.
Well, okay, you're up in the air now. It's anybody's turn, and now you're still crazy. Let's get a psyche roll, see if you can pull yourself together.
All right.
Don't roll that 1 die
6.
you rolled before.
There you go. Then you finally, as you're thrown against the wall, you hit your head. You're upside down. You realize where you are, and that you're in the middle of an evac procedure.
Get in your seat, goddammit!
Fuck. We gotta get buckled in. Fuck. He's shaking us, like he grabs his head from, not only the psychic trauma, but like getting banged around the thing. He's like, come on. We're gonna get torn apart if we don't get in the seats. We gotta get the seats.
Yeah, you think? You and a stupid fucking baby. So I'm gonna make my way to the control seat.
Okay, so now the ship is leveled out again, so you don't have to roll. You guys just hurry to the seats, strap yourselves in. Now the ship can fly by itself, but it won't make the slip until you sit in the seat and program in the proper vector for Earth.
All right, programming that in. Sit in the seat, strapping in, getting settled, checking everything over real fast. I kick the control the stick. Make sure it's all settled in.
Okay, so here comes your slip dynamics roll. This is going to be either brains or psyche, whichever one's best for you.
Sorry, we use brains because that is 3. And then the slip dynamics is a +1.
You also get a +1 from the ship himself.
Oh, okay. So it's a total of +2. So I roll here. And I got a 6, a 6, and a 4. So that's a total of 8.
Nice.
Yes.
You feel this weird tingling sensation as this cold blade shoots through you, and then a hot blade shoots through the other direction.
Yeah.
You feel like you're being torn in half again. Chip, you feel like you want to throw up on yourself. And
I do throw up on myself.
And the whole planet. Oh, by the way, once you get up a couple hundred feet in the air, you can see that this entire planet is like no bigger than like 10 miles across.
Oh, shit.
Boom! It's gone. Now you're swirling through the Christmas lights of space, and a second later, you're back in Bay 5, baby.
Nice.
On Earth. Welcome home.
That was some fucked up shit, man. Fucked up.
Yeah, you're telling me.
There you go,
guys...
Chip. Now you know what day tripping is like.
That's right. That's pretty badass.
So
you guys, big fucking baby.
Now, by the way, I don't know how much of the rules you guys have read, but at the end on the slip home, if you fail that roll, you end up in the wrong universe, and that's your next mission, wherever you end up.
I'm glad I got a good roll.
Successfully made it back to Earth. And I don't even know how you're going to explain this to Lithium, or if you even need to. But you got the thumb drive.
Yep. Right, we land, and I don't even he's just Nash is out, right? So he's just in like the back jump seat, and he's he understands that we're home, and we're on Earth, like they're screaming, Chip is vomiting, and he's just withdrawn, like he doesn't unbuckle, he's just sitting in the chair.
Take a breather. I'm gonna hand you a bottle of water.
You put it in front of him, he doesn't take it. So then it's like one of those things where you bump his arm with it, and he just absolutely grabs it from you and just puts it back into his lap. Like he's holding it in his lap, but he's not drinking it.
Take a little bit.
And you guys hear Lithium's voice on the radio. Everything cool?
There is moving flowers, big babies, and hairy gossamer. Yeah, we're fine. Just coming out.
All I want to know is, are you back in one piece? And have you got that thumb drive for me?
We got the thumb drive. I wouldn't say we're in one piece, but we're physically back. Let's put it that way. We're coming out.
Chip will hold the thumb drive up to show Ben.
All right. We're gonna disembark, and I'm gonna have Tyro do a power down.
So you bump him again, you tap him on the arm, and he Jack will kind of unstrap, kind of take a look around, hand trailing along the overhead, the bulkhead, and then when we get outside and Lithium is there, how well do we know Lithium? We know him from Army days, right? So we're fairly tight.
You know him from years back, and he's also been the one who's got you most of your jobs.
So we can trust him for the most part.
So I'm assuming he's waiting at the bottom of the ramp. So I get to the bottom, and he's like, "Hey!" And I just walk right up to him and wham, right in the face. You motherfucker.
Shit. Yeah, make a might roll.
Oh, that's not going to be good for him. High one is a 6. I'll say I'm not using my Krav Maga on him. I just punch him, so it's a 6.
You just knock him flat out cold. He hits the ground. He is out cold. I'm not sure if that was a good idea.
Hey, there's lots of things that happen that shouldn't happen, and I say to Fitch, I'm like, we're gonna have another conversation about that thumb drive before we hand that over, because this is worth a fuckload more than what they're paying us.
Maybe, and I look at him, I put a hand on his shoulders, look, you know what happened back there? That was all in your head.
No, you don't. You don't.
I know it felt like it was real. And I know you went through some like real visceral emotions, but guess what? That shit, they used you. They used you. That environment used your personality and your emotions against you. Just keep that in mind. Keep a little bit of perspective. I'm not saying you have to discount everything. I'm not unvalidating what you went through. But you know what? That shit was in your head, man.
But where did they pull it from? They pulled it out of my head because all that shit is in there.
I know that, and they were pulling stuff out of all of our heads. So it wasn't just you. You're not the special snowflake here. It happened to everybody. We're fine now. We're back on Earth. You knocked out our money man, and now we have this thumb drive with this shit on here. The only thing I guess we could do is maybe make a copy of it before this fucker wakes up.
Do it. Do whatever you got to do.
That's a smart idea.
He walks away.
Can I use Tyro to make a copy?
Yeah, but you don't want to leave it here. I mean, you want to like upload it to Dropbox or some shit. So you.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. If I have like in my own account, can I use Tyro to like upload that, like copy it and upload it to my own personal account?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go keep an eye on Battery Boy here. I'm gonna go run back inside and take care. Tyro, fire up. I want you to make a copy and send to my personal account.
Copy procedure activated.
Excellent. Word.
You guys kicked some ass out there.
Yeah, we did. Fucking big babies. And did you see that big baby?
You all came back in one piece. That's what matters.
Yeah, but did you see that big fucking baby? You didn't you?
Metaphors are lost on me.
Exactly, but you didn't see it because it wasn't real. You hear that, Nash? It wasn't real. Fucking stupid babies.
Oh no, it was real.
I actually, Tyro says my slip dynamic skill is sufficient to inform me that everything that happens within a dream world, though subjective, is as real as anything else.
Will you shut up already? For fuck's sake? You're not helping. You're not helping.
All right, I'm gonna fade to black right there.
Woohoo!
Fade back up again with you guys back at King Cobra's bar.
All right.
You've handed over the thumb drive to Lithium. Now, Lithium, let me see how he feels. He's a little bit guarded. He understands after you explain everything that went down. He'll forgive Nash for punching him. But you still feel like there's not that warm bond that you had before. It's going to take him a while to get over that. He's like, I'm your boy. I look out for you. What is that shit? You almost broke my jaw, man. I'll tell you what.
He was at it. Yeah.
You buy the next couple rounds.
Fair enough.
You guys each have 10 megabucks now. You can add that to your sheet.
All right.
Take that out of my debt.
And we have a copy of that thumb drive.
You have a copy of the thumb drive, and as Lithium transfers the credits over to your account, he says, "Oh, you know what? I talked to the client this morning. He's really happy with the job. He's looking forward to getting this thumb drive in his possession." And you know, like I said, I don't know what the connection is between these dream worlds and these dream recorders that this guy's company makes. I'm not much in that psyche science kind of shit, but he was so happy. He told me to give you these. And he reaches down behind his chair. He's got a big bag down there. Out of the bag, he pulls 3 Somnambula Dream decks. And he says, these are freebies. It's a gift for each of you. You ever want to dream it all again? There you go.
Jack kicks back from the table and fucking he just walks out.
You understand? There were flowers and empathic babies. We don't want to dream that shit again. That was fucked up shit. Fucked up. Here, you know what? You dream it again. You put this on.
What did I say? Cut to black. End credits.
Nice.
Nice job, you guys.
Awesome game.
That was really fun.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
That was a ton of fun.
Yep.
That was super tough, man.
I was fully prepared for Nash to stay.
I know, right? To like dive out of the ship.
You know,
I'm coming, Susie.
Vince, it was really good that you were so quick on the button, because my next move, if Nash hadn't saved, I was gonna have Chip jump into the pilot seat and try to actually pilot the slip ship, and guaranteed we would have ended up in another universe.
Oh boy, that would have sucked hard.
Fucking place.
Yeah, the world stops spinning and you find yourself on a tiny little floating piece of rock in the middle of a purple lava ocean. Go!
No big babies.
All right, let me total up some experience points here.
All right.
Okay, so let's do Ben. You got 2 kills, 3 yes ands, 2 no ands. You get 1 for the slip itself. You get 1 for the trip back to Earth. I'm going to say you saved Nash's life. You defeated 3 enemies. And y'all brought back a valuable artifact. I'm going to give you 1 each for that.
And copied it.
What about the dirt?
I have that too.
Oh, yeah, I give you another 1 for the dirt. And that was all Ben's idea, so he's the only one that gets that one. So
actually, I told him to take a sample.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Ben, that's 15 experience points for you.
Nice.
All right.
And now, Nash, you had 2 yes ands, 4 no ands. You got the point for the thumb drive. You got 2 points for psychological breakdowns and saves. You defeated 2 enemies. Have you learned anything, Jack?
Stay away from large babies.
Yeah, don't go to Dreamlands again.
Yeah.
Jack,
At least not
11 experience points.
Okay.
Not without all that emotional baggage.
And let's see, Chip, you got 1 yes and 3 no ands. Oh, wait. I'm sorry, Jack, take 2 more for the trip out and the trip back. There we go.
Okay.
Chip, you're the one that got the thumb drive. You lost your cookies twice.
And my bowels.
You defeated one enemy. And the point for the shared thumb drive. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You get 12.
Woo!
Nice.
There you go, you guys. Now,
cool.
You can hang on to these points, and we can like spend them at the beginning of the next mission. Like you could do a little downtime, which we could do now, or we could play it at the beginning of the next mission, or you could spend them right the fuck now. The experience points are worth the same as the character points that you built yourself with. So it's the exact same procedure. Just spend them for skills, weapons, armor, fame, anything else.
Okay, cool.
There you go, gentlemen. It is a wrap.
Nice.
Sweet.
I definitely want to play these characters again. That was a ton of fun.
That was outstanding. Thank you for GMing this.
Oh, you're very welcome. I love the way you guys played it. That was some crazy shit.
I know, right?
And Chip, you got this really bizarre entry for all of your fans, your followers on your blog.
There you go. Big babies.
Yeah, because he filmed everything, so he's got.
I'm thinking he's gonna try to spin this into his own either movie or TV short TV miniseries.
There you go.
Oh, I could totally see that. Actually, those are all the rage right now because they're starting to send camera crews out like Scylla Sardassian. She takes a camera crew and a guest star to a different reality every episode. That's her thing.
Oh, jeez.
So yeah, you could totally get a show a deal out of this.
When Jack finds out, he tells him not to use his name, likeness, like he doesn't want any parts of it at all.
Yeah.
I will.
Yeah, I was
agree
just say
to
we're
that
kind of like,
and then absolutely
still like
use the
military,
footage
so you
of the
wanna
giant
our name.
baby.
As long as Jack's not in it, he'll be fine with it.
Yeah.
Anything that has Jack in it is going to have repercussions.
No, definitely the.
I don't mind being in it. I'm a ham.
Can you
It'll be
imagine
like
a
a
few
shot
months
for
down-
shot
a few months down
representation
the
of
road,
what happened.
like
There you go.
Jack and Susie are hanging out, and she's like, "Hey, there's this new show starring Chip. You want to watch?"
Oh, that would fucking work.
What'll probably what his plan is that it'll be footage. It'll be like shot footage like in the studio interspersed with real footage.
Mhm.
And part of the real footage will absolutely be like the big baby, and then the pan down to Jack sniveling on the ground at the foot of the.
Weeping like a child.
Oh man, Jack, you'll need to make
Exactly.
sure that Susie never learns of that program.
Well, so if you
Jack.
can't see Jack, then he
I was gonna say,
might
you
let
had-
it slide.
You never took your visor down.
That's true. That's true.
True. But yeah, Nash. At the same time though, Ben is yelling his name, trying to get him to move,
Oh,
which you
I
can
will.
definitely hear in the
Oh,
background
that's
of the
true.
footage.
We
Well,
can
we're gonna
bleep
have to
that
see
out.
how that shakes out then, because if you do that, then we're definitely gonna have a problem.
Yeah, you're gonna have to
You know
fix
what?
that in ADR.
You could go ahead and do that, and you can leave me in. I don't mind. But bleep out names. Bleep out the names.
Well, I tell him flat out, like if he's all excited and he tells us, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna do well," I'm like, I better not be in it. Like he doesn't even
Like waivers show up at your houses.
yeah, like he doesn't even like give any
Sign this.
explanations, like sign any paperwork. He's like, that's understood. Like word is bond. Do not use it.
Word.
All right. So when you guys go home, you all go back to your respective places. Ben, you there's a message from Lithium, and he says, "Listen, man, I don't know if I can work with Nash again, but I'm really happy to work with you. In fact, now that I've heard the story of how you were really the crux of that mission, I'm gonna give you a bonus of another megabuck."
Ooh, all right. Well, thank you.
Chip, when you get back to your place, you fall asleep immediately. You fall on your bed.
Mm-hmm.
You wake up the next morning, and
the camera's
you have a message from Scylla Sardassian. You've been invited to a society party at her house. And
Fist pump.
and Nash, when you get home, you relax, and Susie comes over, snuggles up next to you on the couch. She talks to you. She talks to you about how she's been thinking a lot lately about this dream she had, because my psychology professor, got us that deal on that dream deck, so I was using it.
Oh fuck.
And she cuddles up to you and sort of does that thing where she walks her fingers up your arm. Do you ever think about having a baby?
There we go.
Way too black.
God damn it.
Nice.
Oh.
I was gonna say before she comes over, he probably smashes that deck, so she may not know. Yeah, it would be in the garbage when he came home.
Sell that shit for money.
That's awesome.
Very cool. I'll try to smooth things over with Lithium and Nash. We'll be all right.
I figured. Well, okay. So he was pissed and was going to do it no matter what. But like in the back of his mind, since like we share that sort of army background,
Mm-hmm.
in the way back of his mind, if he had to think about it, like his assumption would be that not that lithium would be okay with it, but he would understand it.
Hmm.
Like sharing that bond and going through.
It's a guy thing.
Yeah, So
it's a brotherhood.
So if he found out that lithium was like super pissed and didn't want to work with him anymore, he would be confused by that. Like it wouldn't make sense to him. Like,
yeah, it's like, well, this is the law of the jungle.
Yeah, like he left us on a fucking rope. Like from my perspective, like he fucking left us high and dry because we did not have the right information. Yeah. Which there was no way for him to know that, but in that context, like that wouldn't be the thought process. Be like, you fucked us over.
Yeah, indirectly. You didn't give us all the information we needed.
Hey, I had bad intel, man. What can I say?
Yeah, all right. All right. Going forward, you need to know better than that. Better intel.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll get over it. It's not the first time I've been hit, but I mean, here I am. I got you guys a job.
Well, we appreciate that, but it was tough going. We almost lost our lives.
That's why you make the big bucks.
Well, I don't know about big bucks there, buddy, but we do appreciate what you did for us. Thank you. Word.
Right on. Oh, I don't really know how to stop screen sharing. I just randomly clicking shit, and then I figured it out. Okay.
Okay, there you go. That works. Yeah, that was a cool shot. That was fun.
Awesome.
Very cool.
Yeah,
I snagged one picture of the layout. I'll post in the post. I'll have to go back I'll have to go back through the YouTube and snap a pic of the ship so I can throw that up in there.
Oh, I'll send you those.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, that works.
Thank you. Yeah, that was. What are the chances of us buying that particular ship?
That's possible. I mean, you don't have enough money yet to be able to afford it, but you do know because Lithium told you the client is not a pilot. He only bought it because he needed a team, and the only team that he could get didn't have their own ship. I mean, the guy's loaded.
Oh, well, here's my thinking.
Huge corporation.
Here's my thinking. If we could, like, when he's not needing it or leasing it out, we lease it from him for our missions that aren't directly from him. If that makes sense.
That could work.
Okay.
That could work. I mean, he has nothing else to do with it. No plans for it.
All right.
Yeah, I'm sure that. I mean, he's a businessman.
Well, what if we, if he, I don't want to say gives it to us, maybe he gives it to us for a better price, or in lieu of cash lease, when we do missions, we bring things back for him to like offset cost.
Yeah, it's like a lease with an option to buy.
That happens fairly often because these ships are really expensive, and Daytrippers themselves are not usually flush with cash. Mm-hmm. So very often it happens that there's sort of like a lease to own agreement, or else you find a client who's like a collector of bizarre items, who'll pay you for the shit you bring back, and he's willing to consider the ship like an advance.
Right.
So we can cross that bridge when we come to it, but the chances are good that he'll be able to make some kind of deal.
Okay. Cool. That works for sure.
I think that ends another AP episode of Legends of Tabletop.
That's right.
Yep, a good one too. That was a lot of fun.
Oh, that was fantastic. Yeah, I had a lot of fun.
One of the things that I don't need to get like theoretical or game mechanic design space, but one of the things that I really like about running this game and the whole way that the game is constructed is that there's just one action resolution system and everything uses the same scale. And that means that like I can run physical combat, or I can do psychological, let's call it psychological combat, right? Mm-hmm. I can use any stat, and basically the rules are the same. So I can attack you with something that you wouldn't ordinarily consider an attack. Like in D&D rules, you wouldn't consider a mind fuck to be an attack. But in this game, like anything I can throw at you, it could be physical, it could be emotional. It all works the same way.
Mm-hmm. And it was good because Jack's makeup actually plays into all of those things perfectly.
Totally. Well, that was now you know why I was asking you all these psychological questions before we, like via email, like before we played, because I'm looking for a handle that I can get inside your character's head with.
Okay.
Yeah, it was good for me. I enjoyed like you were, and I kind of felt like maybe I was like skirting the issue because you were asking, you're like, well, but I mean this, and I mean that. I'm like, maybe I'm not really answering clearly because it's kind of one of those things. It's like you got to sort of play the character to get the character kind of thing. Because like in the Fear Itself game, Aaron now is not Aaron as I conceived him when I came up with the character. Two completely different things. But I feel like it was fairly consistent with what I gave you.
Oh, I think you did a great job. Actually, you gave me a lot, like I said via email, you gave me a lot of buttons to push. It was really easy to mess with Nash. And it was kind of easy to mess with Chip because he's first off, he's inexperienced. So he's going to freak out a lot. And next off, he wants to be a star. So we can push that, that
vanity button.
Yeah, that vanity button. You guys were basically both really lucky that Ben is such a rock.
Yeah.
Because it was Ben who pulled you guys out of there. Really, it was Chip who got the MacGuffin. Yeah. It was Ben who made sure you got home alive.
Right.
Which in the back of Jack's
it was
mind,
Max who had his brain fucked with big time.
On the occasion that he considers the mission as a whole, it chalks up to him as yet another failure. That that Ben sort of outshine him. Not that Ben doesn't ever like pull his weight. Like we go back to the army, so like he's been there for me, and likewise me for him. But again, it kind of like that's not his role anymore. Like he's that's kind of not his spot. So it. In those deep parts of the night, it like really bothers him.
Yeah, we kind of added to his complex a little bit. Oh, and by the way, you guys can rest and heal, and over a period of weeks, your stats will go back to normal. The exception to that, though, is Nash. That point of psyche. Psyche doesn't heal by itself. You're going to need therapy to get that back.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So
the shrink, the head doctor.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know.
That'll be interesting to roll play.
Would he?
Well, yeah, that's the thing. I don't know. He never has. So
yeah.
I was considering that as as he comes back, his relationship with Susie would change to be more mutual. As opposed to what it's been, not so much in regards to like children, but just him attempting to be more present with her because those things affected him so deeply on so many levels.
Yeah, and you've been to like the hell of unreality. And I could totally see you like clinging to your relationship now because she represents reality.
Uh-oh. Oh, fuck. Here we go.
I'm not going to put words in your mouth and thoughts in your head, but I'm just saying I could see it.
Yeah, no, that's kind of where I'm going, yeah.
All right, you're going to get slapped the shit out of you now.
Hey, you know what?
No babies!
We need outro music. You're like...
Yeah. Some kind of dramatic shit, man.
Tune in for the next episode of Daytrippers on Legends of the Tabletop.
Yeah, we have to do all that in post. No music when we're live. I got it on my phone. I can put my phone up to my.
There you go.
I can almost see Trip now trying to turn this into a series. where he just hires the two of you and then he films going off to random universes.
Oh God, you're not filming. No, that's no.
So so it'll be interesting to see what our relationship is coming out of this. If you do what you say you're going to do, and then once you've got
to give up my acting career and become a slip pilot.
Well, yeah, right. So that's the thing. Like, so you got your training, and now you've got your little bit of fame because Fat Ass is gonna, have you on TV or vid or whatever they call it now. So it's like
we'll take you under our wing.
You got an invitation to a Sardassian party, so the doors of Hollywood might just open for you. You've got this fresh footage. I'm sure your blog is going to get a whole lot of hits now. And you're going to a socialite party for like one of the most famous women in the world. So
you taking us with you there, buddy?
Well, I was going to say, is Chip a one and done?
Yeah.
Like we just read about him in the paper after this?
Yeah.
That's a good question. But you guys have time to think about it.
All right.
Indeed.
For sure.
So like full-time slip mercenaries, part-time TV personalities.
Actor by day, interdimensional bullshitter by night.
That's right. It's like Booker Banzai.
Actually, it worked really well. When I was putting it together, I'm thinking, well, what am I going to do with this actor? Like, how can I make it? I know how I can make it exciting for the pilot and the soldier. How am I going to make it exciting for the actor? And you know what? That the acting skill and the fast talk skill turned out to be vital.
Yeah, it really, not for anything, it really, really helped. Thank you, Chip. Thank you.
Yeah, well, it's certainly not Nash doing the talking bits.
You fucked it up, Nash.
I almost felt like the bard of the group.
I know, right? You strumming your lute.
A little bit. Yeah. Little bit.
Yeah. It worked out good, though. The board actually came
I'm a computer science major. Continue with your studies.
That was pretty funny.
Well, it's nice not playing the face for once.
Yeah. There you go.
No, instead you played the guy shriveled up on the ground crying and peeing himself.
It's true.
Being like a small child, trying to get back to life, baby.
Oh man! Now I feel a little ashamed. I hit him so hard.
No, it was good.
Awesome.
I loved it.
It was absolutely.
You're not gonna.
You rolled like 18 ones in a row.
Oh, it was terrible.
You're not gonna. You're not gonna lose that one.
Out those dice, man.
Well, I use different. I have a whole in my easy roller dice tray. I've got a whole shitload of D6s, and they were all terrible.
Oh man! See, it was meant to be.
Burn every one of those.
Yeah.
It was meant to be, man.
No, it was perfect. I couldn't have planned it any better.
The universe telling you that Jack had too much psyche.
Yeah. Well, so I'm thinking maybe like I might spend some of those points to like raise some of those fucking stats.
Yeah, not a bad idea. Either that, or you can convert the points to money and go see a therapist for a while.
Well, we got our 10 megabucks. I might wind up seeing a therapist. I don't know. I have to ponder on it. I do need that point back. So.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you know what? In between, you guys feel free to send me emails if you want to spend those experience points. In between, if you have any questions, hit me up. We'll figure it out, and we can have you all ready and leveled up by the next time we play.
Sweet. Right, sounds good.
Looking forward to it. That's going to be great.
I want to thank you all for magnificent performances. That was great. It was skin of the teeth. You barely fucking made it out of there.
Yeah, it really was. That was very cinematic.
Yeah, awesome game.
I was trying to think of a word that was like cinematic, but more surreal because it was. I'm trying to think like what director would direct that movie.
Yeah,
David Lynch.
David Lynch. There you go. It's a science fiction movie by David Lynch. That's exactly what it is.
Very, very Akira. Yeah.
Yep.
Nice. Well, thank you, gentlemen. And you know what? I'm out of here because I've just finished my last cigarette.
Oh, jeez.
And it does permanent psyche damage to me if I don't.
Gotcha.
All right. Well, thanks for running, Todd.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Thank
I'll
you.
see you guys out there.
All righty.
Yeah, you
Sounds
will.
good.
Bye-bye.
Word.
Cool. All right. Well,
Yeah.
thanks, Vince. Thanks, Jesse, for playing. It was a shitload of fun.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I definitely look forward to doing this again. We'll have to see how we can fit these games in on top of all the other games.
I know, right? Yeah, that was that the time went by really quick.
Yeah, it did, and very smooth. It was very, yeah, it was very good.
Trippy as hell.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I go for, gentlemen.
There you go.
Thank you. I'm out.
All right.
Bye-bye.
All right, good night.
I can do my Daytrippers review as well and add it to the post.
Yeah, there you go. It's only been a year.
I know, right? Well, I did want to wait to play too. I was like, I can read these rules and say, hey, oh, blah 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 blah, this game, but
It is easier when you play.
it doesn't have any weight unless I play it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Sweet. All right, so
Yeah.
everybody can look forward to a review of Daytrippers coming out, and if you like what you heard, you can find Daytrippers over at Todd Foley's website. It's As If Productions, so you can check them out there. We're on Drive-Thru RPG. You can find it on there, as well as Other Borders and a couple other things he's got up there. So definitely check that out. And we appreciate everybody checking it out. And we'll catch you next time.
later, people. Word.
Peace.